Ooh, happy Tuesday, everybody. Ben and Woods, 97.3, The Fan. Everyone is feeling bright and spirited on a Tuesday morning. Winning really does cure a lot of what ails you, certainly. Padres back to 500 with a big win. Big win. I mean, it's early in the season, but I'd say a pretty big win last night. And probably the first game of the year where you could watch and just go, this is awesome. You weren't sweating much last night. We'll talk about it today. Great to be here with you guys this morning. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl. He's our executive producer. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
Doing great. Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor, joins us as well.
Good morning.
Hi.
It's good to see you.
I want to shout out a couple people here. Number one, we got a tier one that asked, his son Everett is turning 3 today. Everett, I don't know how familiar you are with our program, being that you're 3 years old. Don't know what your favorite segment is. But happy birthday to you, pal. 3 is a big one. It's
happy
a big
birthday.
age. If you're anything like my kids at 3, this is when you really start to turn into a real a-hole. That 1 was beautiful. 2 was like, oh, the terrible 2s. The 3-nager is 50 times worse than the terrible 2s. The terrible 2s were a joke. They were a breeze. You could do the terrible 2s standing on your head. Everett, you're now a 3-nager. Act accordingly. Which means you're going to start throwing your food across the room. You're going to start pissing and moaning a lot. And then, it just gets worse from there.
Little advice for Everett. It's never too early to start thinking about retirement and setting aside some money.
It's very
Everett,
true.
TRAJAN wealth.com. If you just set aside a little bit now, every single year, by the time you're, 60, 65, you're going to be set. So a little forward thinking, Everett, at this point would be very wise for your later years.
It's funny. It's not the worst advice that you could ever give, even a 3-year-old. And of course, you're talking to his parents. I learned something very interesting. And the other person I wanted to shout out was my dad, who always answers the phone at 4:30 in the morning when I call. We talk a couple days a week.
Do you think he's already awake, or are you waking him up?
Well, he's in Texas, so he's 2 hours ahead.
Oh, you're 4:30.
4:30
his 6:30.
Yeah,
Okay.
So 6:30. I'll call him on the drive-in, and I run a lot by him, right? And I lean on him a lot for advice. My mom, too. I talk to both of them on the drive-in to work. Ben likes to raw dog drives. I like to chat on the phone when I'm driving. That's kind of my thing. I listen to music all day. When I'm in the car and I got windshield time, I want to talk to somebody. And so I call my parents a lot during the week. We run through things. But when it comes to like business and stuff like that, I'll call my dad, kind of give him my thoughts. And he's always there for me. He always answers the phone. And I cherish those calls. So I just wanted to let him know that this morning. I learned something interesting. I had some friends that we spent Easter with, my beloved Smith family. They're just the greatest family. And they just got back from Japan. They took their kids. They've got a 3rd grader and a kindergartner. And they took their kids to Japan. And they did a whole 8-10 days over in Japan. And I did not know this. Did you know this? That in Japan, the first couple of years of school, they don't actually learn anything. They don't learn A, B, C, D. You know what they learn how to do? They learn how to be good human beings. They learn how to be.
So they do learn something. Something
you know what I'm
very,
saying?
very important.
Maybe, not even maybe, probably the best thing that they could learn is to just be functioning human beings. Their brains aren't quite wired yet for reading and writing and arithmetic and things that we are really stressing here in the States. They're just teaching them how to be kind, how to be thoughtful, things like that. And I went, that's so brilliant. It's so brilliant.
Do we not do that here? I mean,
I don't think so.
I remember learning about sharing and important things like that when I was in preschool.
Absolutely. But you're also learning about, your ABCs and 1, 2, 3 and
numbers
your months and your, which again, I don't have a problem with the way we do it. I just think it's an interesting concept that I just learned about. I did not know that that's how it went in schools in Japan. That's not interesting to you?
It is interesting that it's so formalized. I mean, obviously, hopefully we're always learning how to be better people all of our lives.
Do you think that's the case, Benjamin?
I'm kind of curious. How do they structure that?
I don't know.
Is there specific lesson plans that help them become better little human beings at that age.
Yeah, it's just really interesting. And I don't know that they there's obviously a lesson plan. There's a way that they do it that's interesting to me, and I'd like to learn more.
I feel like my two boys are very good human beings. I don't know what exactly I did,
right?
Like how I did that, or if I did that.
If you did it right.
If it was teachers, if it was their mom, their grandparents. I don't know exactly how that works, but they're good human beings. In fact, I'm on the other end of that. You called your dad. My son called me yesterday. He lives in Seattle now, and it is kind of nice to just randomly look. Oh, but you also worry like, oh God, hopefully this isn't bad. He has some food poisoning, wasn't feeling great, and just didn't have a lot of advice on that other than stay hydrated, which he already was.
Right.
Said he had a job interview, got a job offer, wasn't sure he was going to take it.
Nice.
But it's weird just getting updates on your kid's life via phone rather than seeing them every single day, touching base with them. It's different once you get a little bit older.
Yeah, for sure. You hope, I always tell, my kids, you can tell me anything, you don't have to hide anything from me. I've done it all. Sarah says in Japan, they teach them to be polite and respectful. And that's kind of the first couple of years of school. I found that very interesting.
One thing that I don't necessarily always agree with, I know in Japan, respecting your elders is important. Paramount. But I think no matter what age you are, you still need to earn respect. Just making it to, age 60 doesn't necessarily mean, you should be as respected as someone else who's like 30.
I know a lot of a-hole 60-year-olds.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I think you should always be earning that respect, and just a certain age doesn't confer it in my mind. It's, you've got to constantly earn that respect.
When I hear like treat your elders with respect, I don't know why my brain just goes to like some 1940s small southern town where like the old guy that owns the corner store or whatever, like he's the older guy, so you respect him or whatever. It's just that's not really totally how life works.
Not anymore. It's not. But I just found it really interesting. I've not been a big, massive world traveler. I have not gotten to experience many other cultures, but I'm excited. We are going to go to Mexico City for the Padres game here in a couple weeks now. It's really creeping up on us, and I'm excited to see that culture, how they take in a baseball game. What that city is like. I've heard it's outstanding. I've heard it's phenomenal. It's going to be a really short trip. We're flying in on Friday, flying out early Sunday. And so we'll go to one game. We'll go to the game on Saturday. But yeah, I'm really excited to see that. And I do wonder, like, the older I get, yes, I would like to go to Japan. I never really had much interest before until about maybe 10 years ago. I really think, like, I got to get over there. Steve Sugimoto, our pal, who plays professional golf in Japan, he's told me a lot about it. And I'm like, all right, you know what? I could be convinced. They said it was unbelievable. They said the trip was just outstanding and just beautiful, clean. Everyone was polite, respectful. The kids I was asking about the kids, like, what did they eat? Because I know my kids. Do they have Sargento string cheese there? Because if they don't, my kids are going to starve to death. And they're like, no, they get over there and they just start assimilating. It's really cool.
I've heard some amazing things. What intrigues me a lot about going to Japan,
the geisha girls. You've told me many times off the air about the geishas.
It's the food, but it's not necessarily, what you'd expect, the sushi and the stuff that we have in Japanese, but apparently they have the most incredible 7-Elevens in Japan. Their 7-Elevens blow ours out of the water.
Really?
You can get.
I'm sold. Dude.
They have like so many like delicacies at 7-Elevens that are cheap, and they say
I think they have like 2- and 3-story 7-Elevens.
Yeah, unbelievable. Like
you're speaking my language now.
Unbelievable 7-Elevens that you couldn't even imagine if you walked in. Were just so incredible. They're like a cornerstone of their culture. As you go into 7-Eleven. All kinds of sandwiches and I mean, and like really good stuff.
Good stuff.
Yeah, fresh.
Yeah, you
can
get sandwiches at your local 7-Eleven. I don't know if it's quite the same.
Things like strawberries like taste better in Japan, they say.
Man.
Just like by magnitudes of like 20. Like you've never had better strawberries than the ones that you're going to get in Japan.
It's always my favorite thing to read too, because there's a lot of places. I'll tell you this right now, and it's an admission. I think I've given up entirely on my grand plan I had the 5 to 10 year plan of hanging them up and moving to Paris for a time. I think those days are gone. What are you laughing at?
Squirrely says shrimp flavored zins.
Oh yes,
they do like shrimp flavoring and things that we're not used to. Probably not our favorite, but you can get used to it.
I've given up on that idea of moving over there. Now, I would still like to go for a summer. I think that is doable. Even a month, I think, would be great to have a home base and travel around all of Europe and check it out with the kids when they're of a certain age. I think it would be incredible. I think now would be a good time to do it. They could both handle it. I think it would be great. But the thing that always makes me laugh is the people that go to Italy, and they're like, you don't understand, man. Like, I've got our buddy Ryan Phillips, his mom, his dad, they go over there. Ryan's gone over a million times. They said, yeah, you literally sit on your ass and drink wine and eat pasta like all day, and you lose 15 pounds on your trip. Yes, you do a lot of walking and things like that. But you can do a lot of walking here. They said the food, you're talking about food being different and tasting better. It's just better. Everything is better quality. It's just better for you. Imagine living in a country where they're like, you know what? If you want to lose 15 pounds, you're going to need to drink wine and eat a bunch of pasta. All right. You're going to need to do it ASAP. Sign me the F up, man. I heard the food is just the best on the planet. So there's a couple things, man. Like I want to do some of this stuff.
We also have things that are much better here than anywhere else, like air conditioning.
That's true. Filtered water.
A lot of the rest of the world has not really caught up with air conditioning and comfort.
A lot of it is cold related. I did not see a piece of ice when I was in Europe. You couldn't get it. It was hot, still water everywhere you went, and the room had it had a air conditioning, and I use finger quotes, but it was basically like warm-ish air, and you lay there and you're like, ooh, and you have the 6-pronged outlet for all your stuff.
Why do they need so many prongs? I don't understand.
So yeah, now I've got Europe and travel on the brain, and that's not a good place for me to be at all. But it was cool. I thought it was a lot of good, got a lot of good insight.
Well, I mean, if your baseball card hobby becomes extremely lucrative, and you can afford to travel the world on your baseball card money, although all of your Connor Griffin cards took a hit yesterday.
He'll be all right. He'll be all right.
Did not reach base against German Marquez and the Padres, so I'm sorry.
He may be washed then.
If your retirement plans have been delayed a bit by that.
Yeah, he may be washed if you couldn't come through last night, but he still looked good defensively. He's 19 years old. He may get sent back down to the minors.
It's possible.
My advice would be as an expert, buy the dip, because I promise you that right now. I will be buying the Connor Griffin dip. I did not cash in and sell off when numbers were high, but I will buy the dip.
Double down.
It's a good win last night, though. Very happy about it.
We'll talk about it. We got some things. Actually, I have a fairly busy show. I don't need to set the whole menu, but it is a Teddy Tuesday, which means we have Ted Leitner.
Is not ready for that.
Ted Leitner is going to join us in studio, along with his fellow former sports anchor in San Diego, Jim Laszlovic. I have not seen Laz 4 or 5 years, I don't think, but they have started a new podcast. It's I think they have a new episode coming out tomorrow.
I was texting with Laz yesterday. The last time I texted him was like 2019.
Yeah, exactly. It's been a while. Laz kind of, fell off the radar a little bit after he retired from NBC7 and was replaced by the very handsome Darnay.
Question.
Yes.
Do I know him?
Laz?
Yeah.
I don't know if you know him. That's a good question. You might. I would think maybe at some point you ran into him.
He retired like right as like maybe within the first year of Ben and Woods, I think.
All right, here's another question.
Yes.
Does he know me?
Oh, yes. He'll know who you are.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Laz is a smart guy. I mean, he's former Chargers linebacker.
Yeah.
And then went on to become, local television mainstay, opposite of Uncle Teddy. Uncle Teddy was on Channel 8. Laz was on Channel 739. And they were both just doing it for years and years.
They were competition?
Yeah, they were competition. Now they're teaming up for
I love that.
For a podcast, which I think is genius. And I'm so glad because I haven't heard much from Laz in years, but
They're coming in.
They're coming actually in studio with us today.
That makes me happy. I can't wait for the Ben and Darnay podcast here in a few years. It's going to be fantastic.
That would be the equivalent.
Yeah,
it would be if me and Darnay or me and Jake, like in our, later years, decided to get together and do a podcast.
So I didn't ask you this question, and we didn't address it really. Last week on our roundtable, brought to you by Epic Wings, by the way, which we had as a family for dinner on Saturday night. We ordered them. They were outstanding.
Did you get the maple again, or did you go with the lemon pepper?
Everyone wanted naked wings.
Yeah.
So I was going to go with the maple, and Hannah was like, oh, I don't think so.
Spicy
Kids
maple.
won't eat them.
I need to try one of those.
They're unreal. You'll have a chance Thursday. They're outstanding. And so we got them, and we just dipped it in. They were good. I would have preferred a little more spice, but listen, sometimes you just wear it.
Are the naked wings? Those are just like the ones that are essentially
just fried wings,
chicken nuggets, essentially.
Not chicken nuggets, just chicken wings.
Bone in. Chicken wings.
Chicken wings. Fried with no sauce.
Fried chicken.
Yeah, fried chicken. But I didn't ask you this question. We had Darnay. He was our very first guest on the roundtable. And I had told Adam earlier in the year, like, look, let's do something different with the roundtable this year. Let's mix it up, and he was like, okay, yeah, that's a good idea. I'll get guests. Now, the first guest he got was Darnay Tripp, your enemy, essentially. Did he ask you how you felt about it?
He did not.
He just did it.
He just announced and told me that's who our first guest was going to be.
Were you nervous?
I was not nervous.
Okay. Were you on edge?
I've already accepted that I'm never going to be as handsome or talented as Darnay. So now that I've learned to live with it, I just bask in his glow the way you guys do.
Okay. All right. He did a really good job. But I do feel it's important. Maybe he runs guys by everyone. Just, hey, is everyone cool with? Because there's a lot of beef.
That's interesting.
There's a lot of beef in media.
I don't know because
is it like, hey, no, I'm booking it, and you wear it.
You have to schedule someone every week. You can't really be that.
You can't,
because if you just started going with everyone and you started nixing people, we would never end up with any guests. If everybody had like the veto power, one person vetoes it and that guest doesn't get to come in, we'd end up with 4 guests all year long.
Yeah.
Although Mudd would be one of them. He's coming in this Thursday, I've been told. And I don't think anyone would veto Mudd coming in.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree 100%. Actually, I do have a problem with Mudd. Pass. Adam calls, guys, great news. I got Mudd. I'm like, veto. Pass, veto. Back to the drawing board, my friend. No, it's all right, good. I wanted to just make sure that was out there. And you were cool.
I'm fine, yes. And I will assume that we'll probably get some of my other television competitors at some point.
Jake
as well.
And all those guys.
I would think so.
Yeah, it makes sense.
For sure.
It makes sense. All right, good. All right, that's all I need.
All right, let's just get started today. We've got a busy show. We'll come back. We will set the rest of the menu in addition to our Teddy Tuesday with Ted Leitner and Jim Laslovic coming in studio. Incorporator Tuesday as well. We'll let you know what we've got coming up on the program, and we'll get to our Padres Wrap-Up, a 3-game winning streak. Always fun to hear the highlights as the Padres get back to 500 early in the season at 5-5.
Is that a winning streak?
That's a winning streak.
Yeah, three is a streak.
That's right. Is a streak.
That's right.
Yeah, I am definitely not. The 2 is not a streak, but 3. Yeah, 3 is a streak.
3 is a streak.
And now you kind of think, oh, how far can they go? Well, you do have to face Paul Skenes today. That could be a gum up the works a little bit, but we'll talk all about it coming up. Let's take our first time out, and we will come back rolling from the Bill House Studios. We know how it is. Ben and Woods on a Tuesday morning on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee
It's going to in a second.
right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
By David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com, and we will get to our Padres Wrap-Up in just a couple of minutes. You were just saying, though, that's how you would like to draw it up.
Yeah, when you go into that game last night, right, and every manager, I'm sure, makes a plan, at least has that plan in his head, like, hey, if everything worked out exactly the way that I wanted it to tonight, it would look like this.
We talked about it yesterday. We said Marquez, Marinaccio, Morgan would be the 3 M's, would be the perfect game for the Padres.
Based on the usage of guys the night before, maybe 2 nights in a row in Estrada and Miller's case, like you don't want to find yourself sitting there, in the dugout going, oh my God, man, am I going to have to get Mason Miller up for a 3rd day in a row? Am I going to have to try Jeremiah? Like offense did just enough to make it where you could execute that game plan. And you really you couldn't draw up a better win. You could not draw up a better win. If you had asked him before the game, ideal. Yeah, we win 5-0. Marquez goes 5. Ron gives us 2, and Morgan gives us 2, and we call it a night. We win 5-zip. I mean, it's perfect. It's a perfect victory for your San Diego Padres last night.
People in the chat are questioning whether we had faith in that yesterday, Woods.
Yeah, I saw
some of
that.
the comments here.
Yeah, Purple said, from what I was told by these fellas, the Pirates had already given up, or Pirates had already put up 15 before the game even started. I don't know.
You guys?
I don't know what show he was listening to. I mean, listen, he listens to a lot of radio. People hear a lot. People hear what they want to hear.
Did we express any doubt in our minds about Germán Marquez on this show?
I mean,
we only talked about, I think we talked about it for like 2 segments. I got the audio right here if you want to play.
Oh, you got the audio? All right, let's go to the tape.
So we got the receipts from yesterday, what we said.
Yeah, this was coming back at like 7:35.
Broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. It's Ben and Woods on a Monday going until 10 o'clock. Of course, early Padres baseball today in Pittsburgh, game 1 of the 3-game series. Bubba Chandler pitching for the Pirates, and Germán Marquez making his second start for the San Diego Padres. Woods, your thoughts on Germán Marquez and if he's going to bounce back from his first start, rough outing against the Giants last week?
No, I don't think there's any question. None whatsoever. I think Germán Marquez gets it done tonight. He's a veteran. He's pitched really well against Pittsburgh in his career. And I know different uniform and all that, but the guy's still got good stuff. I know the first start wasn't what we wanted, but they got in the lab. They worked on some things. I don't know what everyone's freaking out about. He should probably have a pretty dominant outing tonight.
I think it's important to remember, like, you still have your bullpen. I got a good feeling. Like, if you can get like 5 solid innings out of Marquez, I think that would be exactly what you need.
And I think he's capable.
Yeah, we trust Ruben Niebla in every other matter. We've heard that Ruben Niebla has confidence in Germán Marquez. Why wouldn't we have all the confidence in the world that Germán Marquez is going to go out there and dominate? I would think, solid, 4 or 5 innings, 0-1 run, something like that tonight is what we can expect from Germán Marquez.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. People need to stop freaking out about every little thing. Guys are going to have bad starts from time to time. Just relax a little bit and trust the process. Jesus. I mean, you heard it.
They're right there.
That's right.
The audio seemed quite clear.
Very clear.
That we were all on board with trusting Germán Marquez.
So there you go.
Eric says, was this recorded pre-show? What are you talking about?
We would never do that.
We're too lazy to do something like that.
Totally.
It was somewhere yesterday
from the show
in the
yesterday.
Go back and listen to it.
See, I mean,
it's in there. Trust me.
Again, people just hear what they want to hear sometimes. Great work from Germán Marquez, as we speculated, as we all speculated.
We will we'll go through the start in a little more detail coming up here at 7:20. Don't do this. You actually sent a fairly spicy tweet yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Second time I've sent it.
Yeah, and we'll discuss it and don't do this. I'll repeat this because it's valid. Wilson Contreras is what people think Manny Machado is.
Indeed.
There was an incident yesterday with Wilson Contreras and the Milwaukee Brewers. We just saw him with the Red Sox. Now he's moved on, but
that doesn't sound like Wilson Contreras to be in the middle of something.
Always.
Talk about that and don't do this. 7:35. We talk a little college basketball. Congratulations to the Michigan Wolverines, who won a national title for the first time since Steve Fisher was their head coach last night, beating UConn in a pretty good game. I mean, I don't think either team played their absolute best, battered by injuries at the end of the season, but we'll talk opening of the transfer portal. It sounds like San Diego State, kind of an exodus. They thought maybe they keep this guy. No. Maybe they keep another. No. No, they're almost all heading to the transfer portal. Dutch has got a lot of work to do to rebuild his rosters. So we'll give you the update there coming up in our 7:30 segment.
Can you imagine just like Dutch goes out to lunch and you're like, we lost another 3.
Jesus. All right, we're going to start this thing from scratch.
Dutch does say every player is always in the transfer portal.
Yeah.
Even if you don't put your name in, you're one phone call,
one phone call
from
away.
Duke or another big school going, hey, we have an extra $1.5 million. Would you be interested in it? I am entering the transfer portal. That's all it takes.
Take care of that in the morning. Yes.
Yeah, there's really every player is there. We'll see what happens. You're going to have to rebuild some, though. In our 8 o'clock hour, we'll play a little Take on Woods, chance to qualify for the concert tickets to My Chemical Romance this week. And then an Incorporator Tuesday, Jesse Agler will join us at 8:35. We'll talk about the last week of Padres baseball and give him his Incorporator word for tonight's broadcast. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, as we mentioned, Ted Leitner, Jim Laszlovic, the Leitner and Laz podcast debuting. They're going to be in studio. It's always a great conversation. They're great storytellers. They've been around, seen just about everything in the San Diego sports world and more.
I'd love to just sit back, not say a word, and let these guys just rip stories, just one after the other. Chargers stories, Padres stories. I want it all.
It's possible that we could come back at 9 o'clock, welcome them, and then leave if we actually do have to say anything the rest of the show. It's possible they would just keep going and no one would even notice that we were gone.
We could just go into the other room and listen, and it would be cool. Like watch on YouTube ourselves.
I only live like a half a mile away. I could like run home and grab us something to
grab a
eat
sandwich.
Yeah, I'll come back. Or I'll be back before we got.
Not a bad idea.
Enjoy with some snacks while Uncle Teddy and Laz do their thing.
I love
it's perfect.
I love it.
Look ahead to today's matchup. Really good pitching matchup today.
Elite.
Nick Pivetta, Paul Skenes, 2 of the best pitchers in the National League last year.
Paul Skenes, I do.
Second time in 11 games, the Padres will face a Cy Young Award winner already this season.
Yeah.
Didn't go so well on opening day against Tarek Skubal. Will things go better against Paul Skenes today? We'll talk about that and wrap things up coming up at 10 o'clock. But first, let's get to the Padres Wrap-Up, a third straight win, this time over the Pittsburgh Pirates. Jesse's highlights coming up right after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Sue Eller.
This update is brought to you by Creative Repipe. Jam-packed northbound on the 805 by the 15 with a crash, and on the southbound side of the 15, you have another accident. This is right by the 78. Don't wait until the water leak in your home becomes a flood. Call Creative Repipe for whole house repipes. Get a 20% discount plus a lifetime warranty. Free estimates with financing available. Visit creativerepipe.com. That's creativerepipe.com. I'm Sue Aller with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
I love winning, man. I love winning. You hear what I'm saying? It's like better than losing. Are you ready?
How did things play out in yesterday's game?
I liked last night's game.
It's time for the
Padres Wrap-Up
with Ben and Woods.
You guys are the voice of San Diego.
Brought to you by Hamul Casino Resort. Hey, player, the rooftop pool's open. Day passes are available, and the spa is calling your name. Hamul Casino Resort, the player's place.
2 on and 2 out. First pitch swinging, line drive, base hit into left field. That will get Manny Machado home with the first run of the day. Sheets on his way to third. Castellanos standing at second. And the Padres ahead 1-0 here in the fourth. 1-0 Padres. Jackson swings at the first pitch. Sends it in the air to left center field. Long run Reynolds into the gap. Still going back. Reaches out. Can't make the catch. It hits on the warning track. Bounces over the wall. Laureano will come in to score on the rulebook double to make it 2-0. 0-1 pitch. Grounded back to him. Hits off his glove. Rolls out to first. Fernando going to come in to score as Horwitz flips it to the pitcher covering to get Machado in time at first base. And it's 3-0 San Diego. 2-1. Cronenworth hits it in the air, deep down the right field line towards the big wall and off the base of the wall. Fermin will come in to score. Cronenworth at his second base. It's an RBI double, and the Padre lead is now 4-0. Here's Laureano, first pitch swinging. In the air up the right field line towards the corner. That's a fair ball up against the base of the wall. Fermin is at third. He's being waved. The throw went to second, and Fermin will come in to score. The Padre lead is 5-0. Sheets now backs up behind Horwitz. He does not run. Mangum tries to bunt for a hit. It goes right back to Morgan. Pitcher fires to first in time, and the ball game's over. Padres have shut out the Pittsburgh Pirates 5-0. They have won 3 in a row, 4 out of their last 5, and they have ended the Pirates' 5-game winning streak.
We got that breaking ball going, handled lefties early pretty well, and then got through some traffic there, a couple innings. Play that kind of went our way, getting the guy out at home, and they, base running, messing around, ball going every which way. So a couple breaks went his way, and then he finished strong too. So got that breaking ball going. That's key for one of him doing well.
Greg Stammen talking about the performance of his number 5 starter, German Marquez, which I learned yesterday. Didn't notice the accent on the A. I've been calling him German Marquez. It's German Marquez.
Herman.
Yeah, the accent on the first syllable.
Herman.
Yeah, and he definitely got a couple of good breaks.
Oh, yeah.
Certainly that highlight where, the Ryan O'Hearn got caught off third base, didn't go, could have scored easily, knowing that they, had tipped the ball and it was just sitting out there in right field, but stopped, and then he had nowhere to go, and they threw him out at home plate. That kept the Pirates from getting an early run. Might have changed the, complexion of things a little bit, working from behind instead of a 0-0 game. And then, had some other trouble in innings, made some good pitches, though.
He did.
After O'Neal Cruz got to third base, got a pop out for the second out to keep that run from scoring, and then kind of an atom ball at Ramon Laureano to end his night after 5 scoreless innings. So really good bounce back performance, much better than the first time out. The knuckle curve he was locating it better. It was sharper, was keeping it down, getting more swing and miss. Some of the things that we saw in a couple of the better spring training efforts from German Marquez, we saw yesterday against the Pittsburgh Pirates.
No, it was great. It was good for him. And, again, we said it on the roundtable too, like that's a guy that's out there pitching for his job straight up with reinforcements coming. He's still, you never know in this game of baseball, man. It's unfair many times. And you turn in a performance like that last night. And yeah, man, they hit some balls hard. Your defense played really well behind you. Pittsburgh's defense did not play well. And that was kind of the difference in the game. Fernando gets the easiest outfield assist of his career. Looks up. He's 100 feet from home plate, and there's Ryan O'Hearn caught in no man's land. Freddie Fermin, great job to go out and get it, bring the tag in, easy out. And just a huge, huge turn of events in the game. Now you're, fewer guys. Yeah, he's out at home. They ran into an out there, and he gets out of the inning there unscathed. And again, you can't say enough about Marinaccio, what he did, and what David Morgan did. Now, David Morgan comes in, 5-run lead. He's out nibbling. He's nibbling on the corners. And it's like, man, you throw 97. Your changeup's decent. Your off speed's good. Go right after these guys, bro. There's no reason. You walk 2 guys in a row, and your heart starts to flutter a little bit. And then you start thinking, all right, are we going to have to make the call down to the pen, and get Mason hot after, wanting to give him a night off. But it all worked out, man. Everyone competed and did a great job.
And even David Morgan made the pitch he needed to. Got Ryan O'Hearn to ground into the double play.
It's huge.
After he had walked the first 2 batters there in the 8th inning. So, yeah, it was big, and it preserves, 6 other relievers who didn't have to pitch yesterday.
Huge.
Adrian Morejon now has a couple of days rest going into the game today. He briefly got up just for a moment, but I don't think he was really hot at all. So Padres are in good shape, going into the rest of this series, which if they win one of the next 2, they come home with a winning road trip. They come home at 500 or better, which is, I think we all would have happily taken that after the opening homestand. Offensively, Bubba Chandler certainly has got good stuff. I mean, triple digits, was throwing hard. The Padres didn't batter him at all, but I thought the approach was solid. At least they made him work. They got the pitch count up a little bit, got some runners on in the 2nd and 3rd inning before they finally did cash in on Nick Castellanos's RBI down the line. 2 starts in a row for Nick Castellanos, 2 contributions in a row for Nick Castellanos.
Nick Castellanos afraid of no velocity. I mean, he's like, oh, you throw hard? Okay, cool. I mean, it was a middle fastball. And, they were talking about it on the broadcast last night.
First pitch, though. He was hunting.
I'm looking for a heater.
Yeah.
I got my heater. I'm on time. And I hit a missile. They were talking about it on the broadcast too. Yeah, Bubba Chandler, like every team in America would want him in their rotation. Once he learns how to pitch a little bit better instead of just chucking as hard as he can 75% of the time.
He's throwing right now more than pitching.
Once he learns how to pitch, he's going to be deadly. And I think he will. He said last night, he goes, man, I'm big, I'm strong, I throw hard. There's no reason I shouldn't be going 6 or 7. Every single time out, he goes, I'll be better, I'll clean it up. I'm glad the Padres got to him. I didn't think they would, man. I thought, man, this could expose some slow bats. They hit him fairly hard. They did. So I was really pleased. It was a fun game.
The key play came in the top of the 5th inning. The Padres had runners on first and second. Jackson Merrill is up and takes a changeup the other way. Brian Reynolds looked like he was tracking it all the way, and he just never really got back far enough, got to it. It got over his head, bounced over the wall for the rule book double and the RBI for Jackson. It's not good defense, but I do think Jackson Merrill surprises people with his opposite field power. I mean, we've seen him obviously hit home runs, did one 2 days ago over the Green Monster, kind of in that same general direction. He doesn't necessarily look like an imposing figure at home plate, and I think he can fool some outfielders that look like, oh yeah, here comes a routine fly ball, and the ball just keeps carrying off Jackson's bat in ways that outfielders sometimes do not anticipate, and Brian Reynolds got caught a little flat-footed on that ball that ended up, two runs would score in the inning, and that completely changes the game from 1-0 to 3-0. You might not have even allowed Germán Marquez to go back out there in the 5th inning if it was a 1-0 game.
Yeah.
But in a 3-0 game, Craig Stammen could give him a little bit more of a leash.
Yep.
Ended up getting through that inning, which then, as we just said, has the domino effect for the rest of the series because you just needed 2 more pitchers the rest of the way. That's how big that play, that Jackson Merrill double, the non-play by Brian Reynolds ends up being potentially for the whole series.
Yeah, and some things to be encouraged about. I mean, Padres did hit a lot of balls hard last night. Fernando hit a ball 111 off the bat. Gavin Sheets hit one 108 off the bat. Manny hit one 100 miles an hour off the bat. Like, maybe the bats are coming around. We like, again, such an easy armchair quarterback.
Craig Stammen will say that they were never gone. They've been hitting the ball hard. They just can't seem to find the holes. But I don't know. They're just not lifting it, though. They're still only hit 4 home runs.
Yeah, they're not lifting the ball.
5 home runs this season for the entire team in 10 games. Half a home run a game is not going to get it done at the end of the year.
No, it's not. It's not. But being able to win a game without relying on a home run is also key. And going up against a really good young pitcher, I was really encouraged. But what I was saying with the armchair quarterback thing, like, of course, we're all sitting there now going, I really like the approach the last 3 games, right? Like, I don't think the approach has changed. I don't think it's changed. I think they're finding holes. Approach has been the same. Going up there, looking to hit mistakes. They've hit some. Whereas the first 5 games of the season, they missed them. Now they're hitting mistakes. Now they're getting, putting the ball in play hard, and good things are happening. So if that's the approach, we all like to use that word and throw it around. Great. Keep that up.
One of the biggest differences in the last 2 games is in the series finale against the Red Sox. The Stars kind of got it done. Manny, Tatis, Xander had a really good game at the top of the order. This game, 6 hits from the bottom 3
Unreal.
In the order. Jake Cronenworth with the RBI double in the 6th inning. Freddie Fermin got on twice with hits and scored both times, coming home on the Ramon Laureano double in the 8th inning. We did not see that at least in the first 2 months of the season last year. We saw no offense from the bottom of the order.
None.
I mean, it was obviously they were putting Martin Maldonado out there a lot. They were putting Elias Diaz out there at catcher. They were putting, who else was out there last? Yuli Gurriel at some point at the bottom of the order. They just had no offense.
Connor Joe.
They had no offense at the bottom of the order. And while it's not consistent this year, you at least have the opportunity with Jake and Freddie Fermin hitting in the bottom 3. Sometimes Nick Castellanos is down there as well. 7, 8, 9, that's a dangerous weapon that can either do damage or set the table for the top of the order to do some more damage.
Well, tonight will be an interesting one because, the pitch mix for Paul Skenes is a little different than the pitch mix for Bubba Chandler. Paul Skenes is going to mix it up way more than Bubba. He's a much better pitcher, and that's going to be really, really fascinating. What the approach is tonight, do you ride it out? Do you wait him out? Do you wait? Do you go up there and hunt, fastball? I think that's always the answer. But with Paul Skenes, he throws 3 different fastballs at you. You don't know which one's coming. And, what's the plan tonight? It's hope for a mistake and hope that you punish it when you get it. Don't get me wrong. I love Paul Skenes. He has some videos on Instagram that I lie in bed at night and I show my son. It's true.
Do you think that tonight will be the first time all season that Craig Stammen just runs back a lineup?
Ooh.
Is there any reason? Is there any reason to change the lineup at all from one flame-throwing right-hander against another one?
Interesting.
That you had success against last night. Freddie Fermin usually catches Nick Pivetta, so I would imagine he'll be back for 2 straight games. Nick Castellanos is playing well. There's no reason to mix that up. Will it once, for the first time all season, will we see the exact same lineup 2 days in a row? In fact, I believe it's been 10 different lineups in 10 games. So this could be the one where Craig Stammen goes, let's give this one another day. And see how it works. See how it works again. Ramon Laureano hasn't exactly killed it in the leadoff spot. He had the 1 double. I think he was 0 for 8 before in the 2 games as a leadoff hitter in the last couple of days, wasn't he? But he did have the double yesterday. I could see Craig Stammen actually running it back today.
I think I'd be fine with it. I mean, it worked last night, and
then Campy will obviously catch King tomorrow in the early game, day game after a night game, and he's worked with King the first couple of starts. So I could see the exact same thing tonight against Paul Skenes.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. There's no real, only a few guys on this team have ever faced Paul Skenes. Very, very small sample size. Casti has faced him 6 times. He's 167 off him. Ty France has actually faced him 3 times and has a knock. Yeah. So he's hitting a robust 333 off of one Paul Skenes. That's it. That is it.
Yeah, Padres haven't faced Paul Skenes, so it's only guys who have arrived here since last year that would have even had a chance to face him. So, I don't think you change maybe anything unless someone's not feeling
I'm down for that
100% for some reason. I like Ty France 1 for 3 doesn't mean I'm putting an extra right-hander into the lineup. Unless you're thinking it's going to be a real defensive game, you want your best defensive first baseman in there.
But Sheets got a DH.
I think, and then Sheets would have to DH, and that would knock Casti out of the lineup.
But Casti needs to be in the lineup, so it's going to be hard to do it all.
So we could see the exact same lineup again tonight for the first time.
The lineup drop around 10, 11 o'clock probably.
The way Casti's been swinging it the last couple of games, I don't see how you could take him out. I really don't.
Guy makes things happen.
He does, dude. He did. In the last 2 games, you don't win without him.
He's not swinging it. He's not wildly swinging. I think when Castellanos gets off, he sometimes is, swinging at sliders outside the zone. Can look kind of Manny-like when he's not on either, but was laying off pitches that were low, sliders low, and he also attacks the first pitch. He doesn't even let you get deep in the count sometimes. Right. He sees the first one he likes and he just goes with it.
Oh, I forgot about this. Jordan says Toddy and Manny faced him in the WBC. Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't
think they had any success.
I don't remember,
if I remember correctly.
Going well. Yeah, but again, very, very small sample size. But it's fun. This is just a fun game for baseball. You've got the Jackson Merrill, Paul Skenes storyline. Jackson said any other year, I win the Rookie of the Year going away. And so it'll be fun, man. It's going to be fun watching those guys square off.
Yeah, the Pirates had won 5 straight, but they didn't look necessarily like the put together team that had won 5 straight in that game last night.
With their shoddy outfield defense, and it's not
O'Neal
just
Cruz.
It's not just him.
Didn't make any bad plays, but he tried a couple of times and saved himself.
O'Hearn did not look good out there, and neither did Brian Reynolds. Yeah. So you get it out there, see what can happen. But It's gonna be fun. It's a fun game for baseball tonight.
Don't forget, we'll have Jesse Agler join us. Voice of the Padres will call in from Pittsburgh at 8:35. We'll have our incorporator, all guests on Ben and Woods, appear on the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It is better. We will come back. We can run through, whip around some of the rest of baseball as well. We'll also get some college hoops talk in our 7 o'clock hour after last night's national championship game. And Don't Do This is right around the corner as well. So stick around. Hour number 2 of Ben and Woods coming up. Live from the Bill House Studios, we know how. It's Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. People like to give us presents, I've noticed, which is nice of them.
Very nice, man. Very, very well taken.
Very
care of.
generous tier 1s out there.
Yep.
Although the latest present doesn't come from a tier 1. We just opened a gift from our new friends at Caldwell County Barbecue in Peoria, Arizona. Yeah. We were so delighted by our appearance when we went at spring training and enjoyed all their great meats that they have sent us a little care package.
What's in the box?
With rib rub, house barbecue sauce, and then this one surprised me. It's a body lotion, which is not what I would expect from a barbecue joint. But it is made out of beef tallow.
I'm going to try it.
So I don't know if this is like house made, like they take the tallow from their beef ribs and turn it into some body lotion. But
Tallow body lotion with essential oils, tallow, and vitamins, handmade in small batches.
It smells like ribs.
handmade. Beef ribs with beef tallow.
Ooh.
Yeah, when I opened the box and I saw I think the rib rub first. And I go, oh, cool. I got some barbecue sauce, some rub. And then I saw body lotion, and I go, I wasn't ready for that from a barbecue pit.
I wouldn't either. It's from Caldwell Cosmetics, which is fantastic. Absolutely brilliant.
They're diversifying their portfolio.
They are. It's made with prime tallow, and I just put some on my hands. My hands feel silky smooth.
Better than Choice or Select tallow, to be sure. So
it's so lovely. And yeah, I mean, look what we were able to do for a business in Peoria, Arizona. Imagine what we could do for you.
San Diego,
you know,
where we're on the air actually
every day,
where our tier 1s generally mostly live here in San Diego, California.
Yeah, some tier 1 could start up a barbecue pit and we'll help you out.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. I'm now like, I get this and it makes me want to go home and make meat. That's what I want to do. Is I want to make meat with it now because the food there was really outstanding. It really was. And that was very kind of them to do so.
Maybe I should bring it with me tomorrow. I am going to finally use my birthday present.
Yes. Christmas present.
Christmas present, right, from Woods.
I still have not used my Christmas present I got from you.
You haven't?
No, I haven't. So, well, actually, at the end of the day, I didn't end up with one.
I was going to say, what you don't really have anything.
I got the idea of a Morrissey show. It was fun for while it lasted. And then he canceled.
It's the thought that counts. And you were touched by the thought.
I was very touched.
We had a lot of jokes about that whole scenario as we came back in January.
Yeah.
Like, all jokes aside. It's really a bizarre scenario in which I don't know if anybody's right or wrong here. Morrissey's who's wrong for not showing up to the concert. But like, I really, like, as funny as it was how it happened to you, like, Ben did his part. He got you the gift.
He did. But I didn't get anything. At the end of the day, it turns out, Woodsy, what did you get for Christmas? Nothing.
Yet I gave you the best present I've ever given you. Ever.
Correct. And weirdly enough,
I've never
like what a unique
succeeded more in a gift and failed more at the same time.
But it was through no failure of your own.
For you to hear him say that in passing, just during a commercial break, one moment, like, I gotta see Morrissey before I die. You heard that, and that's all Woods has wanted for 8 years was for you to hear him.
Hear me.
You heard him. Yeah. You texted me about it. I said, he's going to sob. That's such a good idea.
It's such a good idea.
You crushed it.
Dominic says, "Lol, it's April." I know.
We're still talking about it.
It's weird. So you're going to go to the spa.
Yes, I'm going to actually be touched by another human being. I'm getting a massage. You gave me a spa gift certificate, so I'm going to go relax a little bit. I took the day off. I have a dentist appointment in the afternoon, but we have the early show.
Yeah,
you're going to be done at 8:30, so I'm going to head to the spa.
There,
get my massage. Maybe enjoy a sauna or a nice Roman bath or something, and then sit out maybe lounge by the pool, work on my golf tan a little bit, get some sun, and just enjoy myself tomorrow. Lovely. Thank you, Woods.
You're very welcome. Enjoy yourself. That's why I got it for you. I wanted you to enjoy your present and be relaxed. Purple said everything he sounds like pure filth. Everything that he says. It's so true.
I will be touched tomorrow by a human.
Here's
something like a robot would say.
I'll be in my Roman bath.
When I scheduled the massage, because I've probably gotten 3 massages in my life.
Literally. We got you your first massage here in studio on the air.
On a table right here in
Ben
studio.
Appreciation Day.
they asked me, do you have a preference of gender for your masseuse? And I didn't know what to say. So I said, no, just whatever you think. Was I supposed to say, I didn't want to sound creepy, like
female.
Yeah, it has.
Sir, which would you like?
I want her.
I want a woman. Please. Please.
So I said,
Female.
no preference.
Crap.
Just
All right.
dealer's choice.
What's the answer? What is the right answer?
What is the right answer?
I think it depends. I think if you're really sore and really need some good pressure, maybe a man
Ring the
might be able to-
misogyny bell.
The
You think
hardest-
that women
that
don't
ring the bell.
don't have enough.
Women can't apply pressure.
Can't
That's not what
apply
I said
enough.
at all.
Yeah.
You said that actually. I have you saying that.
So, can I tell you this? The massage that me and you got in Arizona from a woman.
Mhm.
I've never been crushed like that in my whole life. She goes, "Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
She goes, "I do bodybuilder." One bodybuilder comes in here. He'll do a 4-hour massage, and I go, "Lady, you're touching my bone right now. You're on my quad, but you're into my bone. I can feel." I was like, "There's nothing pleasurable." She was amazing,
Yeah.
but also it was excruciating. Hour and a half of excruciating
I think
massage. So
it's
I
all
don't-
like, what are you going there for?
I don't
Are you
want an
there
excruciating.
specifically to get something worked out?
yeah, which
I
one
don't-
did you pick?
or Swedish?
Custom. So I think it was just their kind of generic. They just called it custom massage.
God.
So
Cool jerk.
but I don't want an agonizing massage. What do I tell them? Like, which one what do I tell them? Like, I just want to feel relaxed,
Deeper
good.
and deeper and deeper.
So I think you just say, "Hey, look, I want to just relax." So light pressure, sir.
Light pressure.
Yes, sir. Light pressure on me.
Will I look
Soft?
wimpy if I say I would just like light pressure?
No, just say I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not trying to get anything worked on in particular. I would actually have them work on your glutes and your hips a little bit, and they need to grind into those, and it doesn't
Okay.
hurt. It actually feels good,
Yeah,
and to loosen up, get a little more mobility.
might learn how
And
to.
it'll
Might help with my walking.
It will, and
stride.
it'll open your back up a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think you just say that.
Yeah.
And now you have the fun experience of walking in not knowing what they're going to give you. Before you could have said, "I'll take a man," or "I'll take a woman." Now you're going to walk in and be like, "Oh God." I mean, I told you, like when we went to
Do
that
they have a masseuse wheel that I can spin? Yeah.
when we went to that place out in the desert, Hannah and I, and the guys walked in to massage us, and I was like, Hannah goes, "Absolutely not." I go, I don't blame you. That guy looks like he's on meth. Like there was no question. So we had to go and cancel it right then because she's like, "I'm not comfortable with that guy touching me." And I go, "I'm pretty relaxed about stuff like this." I go, "I'm not really comfortable with him touching you either." He's like twirling his mustache. He's like missing a tooth. I was like, I don't think this is the right spot for us. And so we canceled it. So remember, if you're not comfortable, you can tell them, shouldn't have fit. I want to.
It's a pretty nice place that you got me a massage
It
at.
is.
I'm
It's very
guessing
nice.
that they're fully licensed and bonded and
I was going to go with you, and I called yesterday and got the price on a day pass. And I don't have a lot of time. It would be a colossal
waste. Yes,
spend
that's fine.
for me. So now you're going to be all
You
by your
know that
lonesome.
I'm more than happy
Indeed.
on my own.
Indeed. I hope you have a great time.
Thank you. Thank
So
you
what
for the
time's your
gift.
massage? 10?
Yeah, 10. I'll
Nice.
listen, put some earpods in, listen to the game.
No.
No, I would not do
Zone
that.
it out, man.
Really?
Yeah.
The last thing
Now
that
I'm
we
wondering-
want
you wanna
is
be
Padres baseball
in your ear.
Yeah,
Really?
No.
Now I'm
Put your
worried that I'm
phone
going to
in the
miss some of the
locker.
game. I guess I can always watch it a little bit later.
Yeah, watch it later, but don't
Take an hour for
take
yourself.
an hour for yourself.
All right.
Then
Then
zone out.
Then I watch the end of the game after the massage.
You will sleep like a baby during this thing.
During the massage.
Oh, yeah.
Out.
Yeah, you will fall
like
asleep.
a light.
Yeah, out like a light. You do not want as great as Jesse and Tony are. You don't want them in your ear while you're getting your body rubbed down. Look at me. You're gonna love it. And they do a good job. That's a really nice place.
All right, good.
And then the whole like in between your massage and you get to go sit by the pool and order a great tuna sandwich. It's just outstanding.
Okay.
It's really good. And then you sit in your robe and you'll feel very kingly, princely.
Yeah.
You're gonna love it.
What should I wear under the robe?
After the massage,
Yeah.
put your swimsuit on.
Swimsuit.
Yeah,
So
do
by the
not
pool.
go out to the pool in just your robe.
Okay.
But go fully Go.
It's not that kind of cool.
No, go fully nude. Go fully nude for the massage.
All right, nothing at all.
Then put your swim trunks back on. Then go out by the pool with some flip flops. Have a shirt too, because nobody wants to look at that. And
but I want to get some sun.
All right, well then take it off and you lay down. But have your robe on, and then you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Enjoy your day.
Why does no one want to look at that?
It's it's older grown men out by the pool with scantily clad is not great. Good. It's not great for anyone. It's really not.
This isn't Europe.
It's great for some people.
We're not in Europe.
We're not in Europe.
Some guys.
Garazian says Manscaped. That was the other gift you guys gave me. That was my birthday present, right?
So cool to get all these gifts and be able to use them, I bet.
It is.
I hope to be a part of one. Hope to get one someday that I can actually use. We'll have a great time, buddy.
Quickly, since I did tease a little baseball, we can at least look at the rest of the NL West last night. The LA Dodgers World Series rematch in Toronto.
Well, that must have been a tightly contested battle.
Was not. The Dodgers hit 5 home runs and a 14-2 win over the Blue Jays. Max Scherzer exited after 2 innings with forearm tendonitis. Justin Robleski, the number 9 starter for the Dodgers, completely shut down the defending American League champions. And Freddie Freeman, Shohei Ohtani, Teoscar Hernandez, and Dalton Rushing, who hit 2, all went deep for the Dodgers, who are now 8-2 and rolling early in the season. The Giants gave up 4 runs in the 8th inning, ended up losing to the Phillies 6-4. They've started struggling ever since taking the first 2 from the Padres. They have fallen onto some hard times and dropped to the worst record now in the National League. The Rockies, though, got a win yesterday, 9-7 over the Houston Astros. 8 of those runs coming in the 5th inning. The Padres, of course, will see the Rockies next. They come to Petco Park for 4 games, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And remember, on Thursday, the Padres, and I haven't heard any details yet on how they are going to do it.
Oh, yeah.
But they are going to unveil the new City Connect jerseys officially on Thursday, and then they will wear them for the first time on Friday night, Party at the Park, in Game 2 of the series against the Colorado Rockies. So I imagine that'll be a fairly big deal.
I actually
San Diego
just received an email in the last few minutes. We'll have more clarity for you on Thursday morning.
Oh, nice. Beautiful. Okay. I got to give a shout out to our compatriots up the road in Anaheim. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. They are leading their division now. That division it's 6-5, but Benny, let's talk about for a moment.
That would be nice to be able to, Padres be half a game out of first place.
Yeah, being at 6-5
doesn't ever seem to happen in the National League West.
No, it's true, but Jose Soriano has been absolutely outstanding for them in 2 starts. He tossed 8 innings of 1-run ball, struck out 10 Braves last night. He retired 19 straight batters at one point. He is a guy that was really highly thought of out of the DR. He's now 27 years old. He's off Tommy John and pitching lights out. Second straight start. Now, listen, it's a long season. Anything can happen. But it's good to see that team get off to a good start. I like those guys. There's a lot of guys on that team I root for, Zach Neto being one of them. He hit a bomb last night. They're just they're kind of a fun young team with some prospects coming up too. It's good to see them. It's good to see this little belt here in Southern California of some good baseball.
I believe Zach Neto hit a home run on the first pitch of the game.
I think so.
Yeah, and then Joe Adell's now +4 the last few days in the home run column. 3 taken away and 1 hit himself in that game yesterday. And again, very early, just like we were saying about the Padres, but the Mariners, who I think we all picked to win that division, are off to a rough start at 4-7. They lost to the Rangers 2-1 yesterday. Jacob DeGrom gave up a Cal Raleigh home run, first of the season for Cal, but that's all he gave up as the Rangers came back to win that game 2-1. And the Mariners now, only ahead of the Athletics. So I think that was my first and second place teams are now in 4th and 5th place early in the American League West.
My early returns on my picks this year are not going very well. I had the Red Sox being good. They're not good at all. They are actually really, really bad and getting worse seemingly every day. But I wanted to also talk about the dastardly move that Dave Roberts pulled last night in that game against the Blue Jays. Up 14-2. Has to go to a position player. Didn't have to, but went to a position player. Probably should have. And he put out World Series Dodger hero Miguel Rojas to go out and pitch against the Blue Jays at the end of the game. And I went, hey, man, that's so trolly. I respect it. I actually respected that move from Dave Roberts. It's as evil as you can get, is putting Miguel Rojas out on the bump in Toronto, knowing how he ripped their hearts out and cost them a World Series.
Well, they got
with a home run and then an incredible defensive play. Miguel Rojas was the guy that won that World Series for them.
They got revenge on him with an RBI ground out to score the second run of the game in their 14-2 loss.
Get his ERA up.
Show you.
Yeah, he's getting a 9 ERA now after one inning of work. So, yeah, I mean, if you're up by 13,
got to do it
going into the last inning. Why waste even your back end of the bullpen? Just go with a position player. Must be nice.
Yeah,
must be nice.
Yeah.
All right, let's.
Who's ours, by the way?
Who's our position player to pitch this year?
Yeah.
BJ.
Is it?
I don't know.
Oh, it's just a guess.
That's just my guess. Jake always volunteers. They never let him do it.
We've heard about Jake for 6
Never
years
let
now,
him
7
do it.
years.
They won't let him because he's going to try to pump 96 instead of doing the lob bit.
I don't know why. I feel like Bryce Johnson's your everything.
Okay.
He's probably your third catcher, I would imagine.
I'm going to ask Stammen Friday.
Who's your emergency
I'd love to
position player to
I'd
pitch?
love to be in a game where we're up 14-1 and you can do that. I wonder who it would be.
I'm trying to think of who, if anybody, last year.
Schulte did not like throwing position players.
He did not.
I don't think he did.
Yeah, Jake did strike out Aaron Judge before. Yep, he did. He struck out Shohei too, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Did he strike out Shohei Ohtani or Mookie Betts? One of the two.
Mookie actually sounds accurate.
I think it was Mookie.
Yeah, let's ask Stammen when we talk to him.
All right, just in case.
Hey, just out of curiosity,
because it's already happened a couple of times this year. Position players,
and if we frame it like this, you're up 14 runs in the ninth inning, and your bullpen's been used a little bit. Who's the guy you go to close out the game? Want to know? Inquiring minds. All right,
Tyler Wade pitched. That's right. Tyler Wade. T. Wade.
He's gone now. They got to pick someone else.
Yep, he's in Texas.
All right, when we come back, Wilson Contreras does not like getting busted inside.
Nicked.
By the Milwaukee Brewers. We'll get into that and more in DDT. Coming up right after a quick timeout. Check of traffic. More Ben and Woods on the way on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, let me tell you about Trajan Wealth. And really, I was aimless. I was without a plan for retirement. And at age 50, that's kind of scary. I mean, yes, I had a 401k. I had some old 401ks. I wasn't doing anything with it. And I learned from David, who set me up with Trajan here in San Diego, that those old 401ks, they are oftentimes, you're getting charged way higher fees than you need to be. He got me all set up at Trajan Wealth. You can go online to trajanwealth.com and have them look at your plan as well with all the inflation, healthcare costs, everything. Retirement is stressful. If you want to take some of that stress out, that's where Trajan Wealth comes in. Set up your plan. They've got locations in San Diego at Liberty Station, Carlsbad, and Del Mar, so they're local. They know retiring in California, retiring in San Diego may be different than retiring in Lincoln, Nebraska. They understand all of that, what it takes to live and retire here. So if you've thought about getting a second opinion on your investments, on your retirement, easy place to start. Give them a call at 619-367-0207, 619-367-0207, or just go online, trajanwealth.com. That's trajanwealth.com. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, SEC registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Actual client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at trajanwealth.com.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Don't Do This, brought to you by Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers, helping San Diego homeowners and contractors fix it, build it, and
enjoy it.
The wheels of justice sometimes turn slowly.
Very slowly.
In this case, the wheels of justice are the Dallas Stars hockey team in the NHL, who have finally banned a fan who was involved in a group Nazi salute during a game last December.
I'm sorry, I thought you said a Nazi salute.
I saw the video, or at least the still of the video of the fans after a goal, celebrating a goal, all sticking their arms out.
We almost did it.
We don't need to do it.
Who was this?
This was the NHL, Dallas Stars. Yes.
Good Lord.
They finally, I think they had to determine who it was. They determined that at least the fan who purchased the tickets has been banned indefinitely from the American Airlines Center. They are no longer allowed to attend any games for the Dallas Stars or the Dallas Mavericks. The Stars also say they are going to increase their in-arena messaging regarding the fan code of conduct and how fans can report violations to the team if they see something going on in the stands like that.
Always a good, we've talked about it many times on DDT. Good frame of reference is to not reference Nazis.
Correct.
It's pretty simple.
It's pretty
Yes,
simple.
you just
Adolf Hitler.
just avoid any reference at all.
Right. Anytime you can.
Yes.
Adolf Hitler.
It was a news script on television.
Maybe taken out of context a little bit.
Right. I mean, maybe they
it's
were
like the
taking
only
out
rule of
context.
don't do this.
It's like
Yes.
one of the only rules.
I mean, it is. I guess it's theoretically possible to stick your arm out without intending it to be a Nazi salute. However, if you're all doing it in unison at the same time, it's definitely a bad look.
Speaking of sticking your arm out, Wilson Contreras in the news recently. Last night, they had a quite the barn burner there at Fenway Park. Red Sox blew an early 3-0 lead, lost the game. It's the second time they've blown a lead. Padres got them on Sunday, Benny. Milwaukee scored 5 runs in the middle innings, just kind of dinking and doinking the ball in. But where it got interesting was Wilson Contreras, Red Sox first baseman, had a good game. He hit a solo homer. He reached base 5 times, but he was maybe trying to fire up his team. Brandon Woodruff literally nicked him on the hand. Nicked him. It was such a non-hit by pitch that they actually had to review it. And he just flipped out. Now, there is history between these two. I believe he's been hit by Woodruff 6 times.
Yep.
They did show, of course, fans went back. They found all the 6 times. A couple of them were like, oh, I got you. The other one was I wear a huge arm guard. I lean over. I wore one to try to get on. It happens. He's up there every year with hit by pitches. Like that's just that's how he hits. He dives down, he goes after it. If a 2-seamer rides in, you're gonna get nicked from time to time. He lost his mind. Now his brother's the catcher, by the way, William Contreras for the Brewers. So he walked him down to first base. Woodruff's looking at him like, all right, here we go again.
Settle down, guy.
Settle down. Here we go again. After the game, so then the very next play, ground ball to second base. Contreras is on first. He runs in and he goes, Spikes is high. Spikes never left the ground. I mean, they were in the air the whole time and ran into their second baseman, actually tore his pants. He kind of doubled over and was hands on his knees. And Contreras didn't check on him, just got up and ran back to the dugout. Okay, old school, hard baseball.
Pat Murphy came out. Him. You could see Contreras saying something.
Yep.
No idea what he was saying.
And then after the game, they caught up with Wilson Contreras, and he said this.
It's not just a hit by pitch. That's the 24th time that they hit me in my career, 24th. And that's the 6th time they hit me. And they always say, I'm not trying to hit you. That get old. So next time they hit me again, I'm going to take one of them out.
Wow.
That's what happened. That's a message. That's the message.
Next time they hit me, I'm going to take one of them out. Now, Jacob Mizorowski has the chance to do the funniest thing of all time today. First pitch, dot him. See what he does.
Calls bluff.
So the book is clearly, Wilson crowds the plate. You got to bust him inside.
Yeah.
We've seen that happen with Fernando Tatis Jr. It does get frustrating. I don't think Fernando reacts quite as violently and viciously as Wilson Contreras does, but he clearly gets frustrated at how many times he gets pitched inside and knocked down. So I understand the frustration.
I've never seen Tatis say a single word.
Me neither.
But you can't then have dangerous behavior out on the bases and get your spikes up necessarily.
I'm going to take you out.
Yeah. I would because that was his last at bat.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
After the slide.
Yeah.
I would personally, if I was pitching, I would be dotting him. If I'm Mizorowski, I'm dotting him regardless because that's not how that works.
I mean, he went spikes up 100%. I mean, that's the way they used to do it. Ask Tim Flannery what he would think about that. He'd be like, every night, every single night. So, kind of a reason to watch the Red Sox Brewers game today if you get a chance. Dub says he's seen Toddy bark a couple times. I'm racking my brain.
I'm not saying he hasn't. I'm just saying I don't remember seeing it. He usually gets up and dusts himself
We certainly saw the aftermath when the Padres and the Dodgers played.
Ohtani got hit.
Got a beanball war between the two teams. And that all started with them throwing consistently inside and occasionally hitting Tatis
like 6 times.
Yeah, I've never seen Tatis, even the in frustration to yourself, kind of yelling while you're walking down the line. I haven't seen it. I'm not saying it has or hasn't happened, but
pretty crazy. Again, the brothers brothers on the opposite team, and now he's like, hey, if you guys hit me, I'm taking one of you guys out. I like this part of baseball. I do. I think the game polices itself. It's juicy. Yeah, it's entertainment after all. I don't want to see anybody getting seriously hurt like that, but
at least here in San Diego, did you have any other possible rooting interest in the Cubs and Brewers?
Right. Not really. No, I mean, kind of or Red Sox.
Red Sox.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was an interesting game, interesting comments, and again, Jacob Mizorowski could endear himself to all of his teammates if he hasn't already. And I mean, you're protecting the guy that wore the spikes, that wore the high cleats. You're protecting him. B, you're like, okay, you wanted it, you got it. I also throw 103. So maybe not the smartest guy to go after.
Yeah, you want to be facing someone like Rich Hill the next day.
100%. Yeah.
You're going to make that comment.
Somebody said in the chat, hey, who was it? Beef said, I would, if a Padre said that, I would be fired up. Agreed.
Yeah.
Finally, a little do this.
DD mega do-do.
I'll admit this is mostly a do this for me, but it is one of my favorite traditions in sports because it is fancy and it involves food.
It's one of mine too.
You like it too?
Yeah.
All right. It's tonight is the annual Masters Champions Dinner. And the only way you get invited is to win a green jacket.
Man.
And the person who won the last green jacket always gets to set the menu, and it always becomes public. So with Rory McIlroy winning last year, here is what they will be dining on tonight if you're a champion of the Masters at Augusta National. The appetizers for Rory's menu: peach and ricotta flatbread with the balsamic, hot honey, and basil topping.
Okay.
Rock shrimp tempura.
Okay.
Bacon wrapped dates stuffed with goat cheese and almonds.
All right. In.
And then grilled elk sliders. Rory said he actually has been eating a lot of elk lately. Didn't want that to be the main dish, but wanted to incorporate it somehow. So that's a bit of a personal.
Have you guys
personal side
tried elk?
I never had elk.
I think maybe once or twice. It's not my favorite. A little gamey.
Is it
sometimes?
gamey?
Yeah,
All
I
right.
mean it's game.
That's
First
fair.
course, and this is a nod to his favorite New York restaurant, Le Bernardin. It is yellowfin tuna carpaccio, foie gras, toasted baguette, and chives. And then the main course, your choice of Wagyu filet mignon or seared salmon, both served with traditional Irish champ, which are Irish mashed potatoes with scallions. Sounds delicious. One of Rory's favorites growing up as a kid, along with sautéed Brussels sprouts, glazed carrots with brown butter, and crispy Vidalia onion rings.
Oh, mama.
That sounds pretty. That sounds pretty good.
Woo, what's for dessert?
And for dessert, very Irish sticky toffee pudding with
Delicious.
vanilla ice cream and warm toffee sauce. I would eat that menu in a heartbeat.
That sounds all of it. The only thing I'd pass on the foie gras. I would pass on the salmon because salmon's hideous. Other than that,
but you didn't have to. You can choose.
Yeah, you can choose.
You can choose which one you want. Now, everyone has been different. There's been some weird ones over the years, like who won from Scotland that served haggis, and they get. Tiger always would serve like cheeseburgers and chicken tenders and stuff, especially when he was younger and he won, because those were the kind of foods that he liked.
All right, here's a question.
Yeah, you get yours.
Tiger there tonight?
No, he is announced
Europe.
that he is not going to be there.
Europe.
He is, they believe, in Switzerland. His plane landed in Switzerland.
Okay. He did make
at
it over
rehab. So they were all saying yesterday they miss him and they wish him the best.
Sure he is.
But yeah. So yeah, what would be like? Just give me one menu item. It would have to be on your Masters Champions dinner menu.
The most basic of the like ribeye or Wagyu filet with mashed potatoes. I mean,
I was thinking
asparagus. I'd have asparagus.
Everything I started thinking, I was like, that just sounds like any dinner at a good steakhouse. But
yeah,
I'm also not mad about that.
Yeah, I'm not mad at all.
I'd want to make it somehow like significant to where I'm from, though.
America.
Well, no, like San Diego.
Oh, okay.
And I feel like, like some sort of fish taco
Fish
or
taco
something
would be elite. Yep.
At least part of the menu somewhere where there was an appetizer fish taco.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. And I don't know that I'd subject everyone to California burritos, but
right. Not subject, but
that's a heavy dinner, though.
It is heavy.
Like pre-golf tournament, not that fancy.
That's true.
But that would be signature if you were going to go with something.
No, they did the bit yesterday. Build your Masters treat. If you go to the Masters, the food is really cheap. Build it for $10.
$1.50 pimento cheese or egg salad sandwiches.
Yeah.
Still, they haven't changed the price.
$3 barbecue sandwich, $3 chicken salad sandwich, $2 peach
ice cream
sandwich, and then a Coke, and it's $10.
That's really cool for nobody that gets tickets to get to go.
And the average
for the 1% of the 1%.
Yeah, the average, I've saw this. The average person who gets tickets to the Masters spends about $800 in the gift shop on Masters merchandise. So that's not cheap. The food may be cheap, but the souvenirs are not.
When I was in my golfing days, I remember going to what was the tournament they had here at Torrey?
US Open.
It was US Open. I went with a buddy, had a great time, went into the gift shop, bought a bunch of US Open merch, and then felt real dorky wearing it.
I bought one, and I haven't worn it since. I have not worn it one time.
Yeah.
US Open at Torrey Pines?
Yeah, because I didn't play in it.
Yeah.
The US Open. You know what I mean?
I don't think anyone's going to think that you did because you're wearing a US Open at Torrey Pines. I see them all over town.
I felt like I put a towel on my bag, but I felt I had like I
have a golf ball like on a little display shelf.
I had the 3/4 zip over the US
I think
Open
if you've been to a course, you can absolutely wear their shirt.
Which
I
I
have heard
the
argument that unless you unless you're a member at a course, don't have your driver head cover be that course's logo.
Oh, yeah.
That shows that you're like, you belong there and are a member. Yeah. I've heard that. I don't know if that's true or not. Yep. And that's a don't and do this for a Tuesday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
Don't talk a ton of basketball in this program, but we did have a national championship game last night. Is Michigan, they're the best college basketball team ever? There's an argument to be made. We can talk about it coming up next with Ben and Woods, broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
He just, here, I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
it's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee hurts.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And and this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
We're giving you and a guest a chance to go away with Weezer on their Weezer The Gathering tour. Get hooked up with flights, a 2-night hotel stay, and a pair of tickets to see Weezer, plus a meet and greet with the band and a signed set list. Thanks to Live Nation and Crush Music. And all you have to do is listen to us to enter on the Odyssey app. Just download the free app, create your account, favorite our station, listen for an hour to get your daily entry, and then you can come back each day for another chance to win. This is a national contest. The NCAA tournament is also a national contest of basketball teams that wrapped up last night in Indianapolis with the championship game between Michigan and UConn. And did you watch any of it? A little bit?
No,
tiny bit of it?
Paulie? Baseball.
No basketball?
I watched the Padres until like the 8th inning and then switched over.
Yeah, it was late in the first half when the Padres game ended. So it was a fairly close game at that point. UConn was hanging with Michigan.
It felt like one of those games where one team was kind of in the driver's seat the whole game, but UConn stuck around to keep it somewhat interesting.
Was it by 6?
Yeah, I think I think the spread was
6.5.
6.5. So UConn technically covered. That was probably my biggest surprise.
Yeah,
I thought Michigan was going to win by double digits. UConn has their devil magic in the NCAA tournament. It just wasn't enough against a Michigan team that we probably knew from back in November when they played not just San Diego State, but they just started obliterating one after another
like
opponent.
30 to 40 point wins.
Yeah, Gonzaga, SDS, I mean, like real programs, like good teams, they were just destroying them. I think if you just trusted yourself back then and gone, I know there are other good teams and Michigan's not going to go undefeated, but when they want to turn it on, they're the best team in college basketball. And I said, there's an argument that they might be the best team of all time. The metrics, like things like KenPom, say that they are one of the very best college basketball teams of all time. But this is the new era. If you put together the right transfer portal squad, you can have like the most elite deep team if you get everything right.
And for any one given year,
Dusty May got it all right. I mean, none of his starters started at Michigan. They were all transfers, NIL recruits.
What's his roster cost? Anybody know? What's the?
I didn't see.
I don't know what their
price
estimated.
tag. I think all the good ones are in the usually like $8 to $10 million range for the roster.
The whole roster.
The whole roster. Not per player. No, total
God.
for the roster.
So
San Diego State's about 2.5, for the whole roster is what they spend on there. So
I have no idea how accurate it is when you Google an answer and it just kind of tells
10
you.
million.
But the overview, they say is roughly a $10 million budget.
That is that's a different ball game, man. That's 5 times what Brian Dutcher can spend. it feels a little daunting, doesn't it? If you're Brian Dutcher, you look at that.
You can get one Michigan caliber player if you spend everything on
everything
them.
you had,
but they can get 5 Michigan caliber players.
Yeah,
Tough to compete against that.
11 walk-ons.
I mean, that's a different ball game.
That's the sport now.
Yaxel Lendenborg, who is, the epitome of bouncing around different colleges and finally ending up at Michigan. He had a sprained knee, sprained ankle, still went out there, scored 13 points and made a difference in that game. So some toughness on display as well. Ultimately, though, I think the champion was the right champion. I got caught up in Arizona. I always do. I picked them again. They didn't make it. Congratulations to Michigan. But speaking of the transfer portal, got some news out of San Diego State now that it's open. We'll get to that after a check of traffic on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Sue Aller.
This traffic report is brought to you by Rivermark Medical. Got a crash on the 8 westbound right at East Main Street to slow you down. Delays, they go all the way back to Greenfield Drive. Rivermark Medical is conducting a rapid 3 study for flow stent, a minimally invasive device designed to relieve symptoms from BPH. Men 45 or older suffering from frequent painful or difficulty urinating may qualify. Learn more at rivermarkmedical.com. That's rivermarkmedical.com. I'm Sue Aller with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
So the transfer portal is now open. I believe it was midnight last night, and it's open for a while. But we already got word reporting from Mark Ziegler in the UT that San Diego State's Magoon Guath, Miles Heide, Barrow Compton, all entering the transfer portal along with Miles Bird and BJ Davis, who made their decisions known earlier the last couple of weeks.
Awesome.
So that's 5, key critical performers that the Dutch is going to have to replace. Now you can make the argument they didn't perform all that well together last season, didn't even make the NCAA tournament. So they're going to try to find a rebounder. They're going to try to find more size on their transfer portal, but, they can't pay as much as other schools.
Compton was the one that kind of bummed me out. I thought he showed some improvement, and I thought if maybe he's more of a focal part of the offense, I thought he could be something to be interested in for next year.
But
maybe he comes back. I doubt it.
I thought it was very interesting because remember the last game against Utah State, Miles Heide was hurt and he was out. And Farrell Compton still only played 9 minutes.
Yeah.
Like what happened? What did they lose faith in him, the coaching staff late in the season? I saw that kind of coming just from his usage late in the year. But what that means likely is that next year's team will be built around this year's freshmen. LZ Harrington and Tay Simmons are probably the nucleus of the team. Taj DeGorville hasn't made his final decision about whether he's going to come back or not. They're going to have Latrell Davis coming back from his redshirt year, who obviously, they said was one of the best players in practice all year long. He can shoot, which is something they need. They won't have a bad team just starting with that group, but you definitely need height. They have no one over 6'6" other than Thakbor Majak, who didn't play at all last year. So they need to find rebounding and size to replace Compton and Heide for sure, and Guath if they're all leaving. They've got nothing on the inside. Dutch is going to have to start that from complete scratch this offseason.
I was trying to think of a fair comparison. I was telling my wife yesterday, oh yeah, she loves basketball and the Aztecs, and I'm like, yeah, it's going to be a very new team. Everybody that you learned this year, you can just go ahead and get rid of all that information. It really won't matter for next year. And she goes, well, so like Magoon, that sucks, right? I go, I don't know how to describe the situation. It's kind of weird because he's a very good player. I expect him to be in the Final Four next year on a blue blood team or in the NBA possibly. And I go, babe, I think the best comparison I can think of, and it's a little bit of apples and oranges, he's Juan Soto. His 2 years here were very Juan Soto-ish.
Except Juan Soto played every game, 162, and Magoon
That's true.
Fair enough,
not.
but the talent is there, and it just never worked, and there wasn't really a reason for it.
I think you'll remember last year Magoon entered the portal as well, and then decided to come back, and they spent more money to bring him back, and ultimately that decision
probably the wrong one.
They probably regretted it because they didn't get the kind of season, at least for the money they were paying him. They didn't get the season they were hoping. So. Yeah. Would you even be willing to extend yourself? If Magoon said, yeah, I'll come back, but you need to give me another great deal, would you go, I don't know. I mean,
or is it the promise of what he's capable of?
What
you have to bring,
but you let him go and he's healthy. He has a monster season. He could lead a team to the Final Four.
Yeah.
I mean,
that.
just
and you go, we had him. We could have kept him, and we
They
didn't.
said,
take a step back. Can you not see him transferring to Kansas and he's in the Elite Eight?
Of
next
course,
year? You know what I
could.
mean? Of course.
Yeah, they said they're going after at least one guy from Europe. They said that all their losses, all those teams had a real big man from Europe, so they got their eye over there.
And that's my least favorite thing about the new transfer portal. Like New Mexico had a 23-year-old guy. They played pro ball for 3 or 4 years in Europe already.
Well, let's get some.
Now let's come and play in college in the United States because I can make more money doing that than I could making it in pro ball.
But you
Europe.
hate that until they're here. Then
I don't even want it here. Honestly, I don't want it here. I want it nowhere. I don't want players who have already gone pro to come back to college. I'm not opposed to the transfer portal. I'm not opposed to, guys moving schools. If you've already gone pro, you shouldn't be able to come back to college, whether it's in the NBA or Europe or anywhere else.
That G League guy that went and played?
I mean, it's like, when does it stop? I mean, LeBron's got eligibility, come back and play college basketball for the last couple of years.
You want asses in the seats, Dutch, then there's your guy.
He didn't use any of his eligibility, did he? He came straight out of high school, right? So he's got 4 years of eligibility.
What's Jermaine O'Neal up to these days?
Yeah, what was the last year where guys could go straight to the NBA?
It was right around when LeBron came,
one of the
and
last guys.
then they made him go at least 1 year again. But what's the point of that? I mean, there's no rules on anything else. Why? That's an NBA rule, not a college rule.
Yeah.
But they could just eliminate that as well. So,
man, it's just you just look at that hill to climb if you're Brian Dutcher and if you're Sean Lewis. I mean, all the smaller schools, the hill has got to seem so daunting. It really does.
All guests on Better Woods appear on the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not Big Bank Banking. It is better. Jesse Agler will join us coming up, the Incorporator, in hour number 3. We've also got Take on Woods ahead. Lots to get to. More Ben Woods going until 10 o'clock this morning. Talk some more Padres Pirates as well. All ahead on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
All right, my friends, we are halfway home on a Tuesday. Ben and Woods, 97.3, The Fan. Lovely, lovely, lovely to be here with you. I'm Woodsy. Paul Reindl's our executive producer. And Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor, joins us as well. Very excited for tonight's matchup. Paul Skenes v. Nick Pivetta. And, you win this game, Benny. You are feeling really, really good.
You are, but
really good.
I will, just as we cautioned at 2-5, that it doesn't mean a ton at this point, winning 3 or 4 in a row, even beating Paul Skenes very early in the season. There's going to be lots of ups and downs over the course of 162.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you shouldn't feel encouraged by what we've seen the last couple of days. Certainly some positive signs.
Yeah, 3-game winning streak is always good.
From the San Diego Padres. But, they need more power. There's things they need consistently. Pitching depth, at least starting pitching depth, is going to be a big question mark until we see what Griffin Canning has, whether Matt Waldron can pitch. And the biggest question, of course, will Joe Musgrove ever come back, and will he look like Joe Musgrove? If he does, Padres are going to be absolutely fine, I think.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, it's going to be a stitch together, see if you can scrape up enough wins to make the playoffs sort of season, and then hope you get hot. You get Joe Musgrove back at some point, rolling with Nick Pivetta and Michael King, pitching the way those three can, with Randy Vasquez now looking like a true solid middle of the rotation guy. You'll have a deep 4-man rotation. I don't care. Someone will be a decent 5th guy if you've got those 4. If you've only got 3 or 2.5, yeah, you're gonna struggle putting together an entire rotation. Maybe you'll get Herman Marquez to have a good start every now and then. Maybe Walker Buehler still has a start or 2. Maybe Matt Waldron's extra velocity will turn him into a decent starter. But I don't know the answers to any of those questions. I only know that for the Padres truly to be good, they're going to need Michael King to pitch pretty much like Michael King, and they'll need Joe Musgrove to be back at some point pitching like we remember Joe Musgrove can pitch. And I don't know if those things are going to happen or not.
Well, and again, it's going to go through those guys that you mentioned. But, of course, the offense as a collective is going to be something that all Padres fans are going to be keeping their eye on. They're talking about it at the UT. The Padres have 11 hits last night, walked 5 times. That's fantastic. That's what you want. Day before, 12 hits, walked 3 times. Getting those starters out, getting into that bullpen. Like you look at Pittsburgh's bullpen, you're like, oh yeah, we can score off these guys because we did. And now they've used some of their better arms. So, try to get to Skenes tonight, drive up the pitch count, foul pitches off, do whatever you have to do to grind ABs early in the game and try to get them out of there.
Yeah. What's the winning formula against Paul Skenes? You've got to
have the center fielder boot several balls.
Well,
is one way.
I would say with Nick Pivetta on the other side, we just saw the Pirates unable to score against Herman Marquez, Ron Marinaccio, and David Morgan. Nick Pivetta is going to need to do something similar. You need your pitcher to keep them to 0 or 1. You're not expecting more than, 1 or 2 at most against Paul Skenes. Get him out, though, after 6 innings, and then turn it into a game with the bullpens. Padres are rested and ready with the back end of their bullpen. Pirates had to use a lot more pitchers. Now they have some guys, but I'll match up the Padres bullpen against the Pirates bullpen any day of the week.
Any day of the week.
Turn that into a 3-inning game, like 1-1 going into the 7th. I like where the Padres are in a game like that. Down 4-1 going into the 7th, not so much. So, keep it close and then see if you can win it late against someone who's not Paul Skenes.
Yep, agreed, 100%.
This hour on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by GL Pools, the swimming pool experts trusted by thousands of San Diegans since 2006. Baseball is back, and so is swim season. Make sure your pool is ready. Call now and mention radio for a free month of pool service. I don't know if it helps or not, but having seen 100 from Bubba Chandler, Skenes is a much better pitcher than Bubba Chandler. Don't get me wrong, but the velocity is going to be similar. From Skenes. Chandler actually throws a little bit harder than Skenes does.
Yeah,
so you're at least
top pitch last night was 101.5.
You're geared up for the good velocity you're going to see.
Problem is you got 6 pitches you got to contend with.
Yeah, that's
Paul Skenes. I mean, he throws a 4-seam fastball, slider, changeup, 2-seamer. What else does he
Chandler
throw?
actually impressed me last night with some of his sliders that he was throwing down. Like he had some good stuff, and he had better command than I was maybe led to believe to start the good job by the Padres getting him out in the 5th inning.
So he's about almost 40% 4-seam fastball, about 20% sinker.
Skenes.
Yep. Change up he throws about 18% of the time.
Oh,
It's
my God.
devastating.
Oh.
The sweeper he throws 10% of the time. The split throws the splitter about 9% of the time. Throws a curve about 4% of the time. And he'll throw a slider about 3% of the time.
But even if you limit it to the pitches that he's at, 9% or higher, those are all legitimate
plus pitches.
I could see that at any time. You have to be aware of that.
7-pitch mix for one Paul Skenes. What a challenge.
He didn't accidentally win the Cy Young Award last year.
100%. 100%.
Oh, my God.
It'd be fun to watch.
Now, he hasn't been perfect in his first 2 starts, that's for sure.
No.
The weather's not going to be very nice.
It's supposed to be 27 degrees this morning in Pittsburgh. So I just...
Happens every year, but man, these April road trips, just brutal.
You throw a 2-seamer on Xander Bogaerts or Manny Machado's hands. They're done for the game. Like it's just you're just toast. I mean, it's hard to hit a 75-mile-an-hour 2-seamer off your hands. I can't even imagine what it looks like coming in at 96, 97. But yeah, he's one of the best in the business for a reason. I can't wait. It should be fun. What time's the game? 3:40 again?
It's another 3:40 start, 2:40 Eco Water SoCal pregame show with Sam Levitt. And then the early series finale tomorrow is 9:40 start and an 8:40 pregame show with Sammy Levitt. So we'll have a short show for you tomorrow.
Yeah, and all around the league, somebody just said, you got aces everywhere going today in baseball, which is always fun. Mizorowski against Garrett Crochet is going to be a hell of a matchup with all the
times that game,
the fireworks that went down last night. That is 6:45 Eastern, Paulie. So it's starting around the same time as ours is.
Dual screen.
You got Cam Schlittler, who is absolutely nasty for the Yankees. You got Yamamoto against Gossman, Tarek Skubal on the bump, Evaldi, George Kirby, Kyle Freeland, who's like their ace in Colorado. Robbie Ray, Christopher Sanchez. I mean, it's a really, really jam-packed day.
Yeah, game 11 for a lot of teams. So this is the third time through your opening day starter now for many of the clubs.
Gavin Williams for the Guardians, who just flummoxed the Dodgers the other night. He looked fantastic. So really, really good slate. Freddie Peralta, Zach Gallen. I mean, this is what you dream of as a baseball fan.
A couple other baseball notes from yesterday. The Tampa Bay Rays returned home to Tropicana, their opening day. Back in the stadium that, of course, was torn apart by Hurricane Milton a couple of years ago, and they had to move out and play at Steinbrenner Field for a year outdoors. They're back home, and they got a win over the Chicago Cubs, 6-4.
What was the attendance at the Trop?
I didn't see for opening day. I'd hope they at least had a decent opening day attendance. Are you speaking of attendance? There were 8,000 fans announced at the game last night in Pittsburgh. I don't think there were 8,000 fans there.
They sold out 25,114 is what they said. That was yesterday. Yeah, that's a sellout there. 25,114 in Tampa, St. Pete.
Do you feel like, because obviously the Pirates have been non-competitive for many years.
Yeah, I was thinking about this when I was watching.
Their owner, Bob Nutting, has not spent, but they did add some talent this offseason. They have an encouraging team. They had won 5 in a row.
Yep. Bubba Chandler's on the bump. Connor Griffin's playing short.
And you've got 8,000 in the stands at PNC Park. Do you have to, at this point, if you're Pittsburgh, understand that we need to show our fans over the long haul that we're here to do this?
I thought about it.
Or fans going like, we need to support this team so they'll continue to do what they've done early in this season and, give them reason to keep putting a good product on the field.
People are going
chicken and the egg.
People are going to fan, however they choose. And some fans say, I'm so fed up with ownership that no matter, you can bring up any highly touted rookie, you can have the Cy Young Award winner on the team. I'm not going to PNC, which again, 1A as far as the best ballparks in the country.
I mean, the shots,
it's unbelievable,
of
dude.
The skyline and the bridge and it
was incredible.
The twilight were gorgeous in Pittsburgh last night.
Why would you want to go to Pittsburgh? Why? To go there. That's where I would like to go. I would like to go watch a game, but
it was also very cold and it rained a little bit.
It was terrible weather. Kylie says Monday night, school's still going. it just looks bleak. And Minnesota had 14 people at their game yesterday. It was bananas. How few people.
They did a video
Monday night, like a Monday Night Football.
Yeah, they did the lineup introductions like Sunday Night Football or something, where they had the player like, hey, Byron Buxton from wherever.
Yeah.
And it was like the T-Mobile cam that kind of goes around the lower bowl.
Did you see
it
this?
at
It was
Petco.
incredible.
And they're showing it. And while they're doing the lineup, which is unique, I guess.
Yep.
Good, bad, whatever. Different. They're showing the crowd. There's like 12 people there. It was, I'll try to find it.
It was dead.
Unbelievable.
It was as dead as can be. And again, it's 22 degrees or something on a Monday night. I'm not going. I'm not be watching at home, cheering on my team, but you're not dragging me out there. And so I kind of get it. I get it from all of their perspectives. I'm not mad at it. It looks terrible. It looks horrible, especially, the Pirates. They have a lot of good young players that you want to go watch.
Do you think if they're in contention this summer and the weather's good,
I think it'll be great
that they'll have good turnout and attendance at PNC?
I do. I just don't know how you will ever control the weather. I really don't. I don't know. Like we packed the ballpark here, but it's 71 degrees at game time on a Tuesday night against the Marlins. I mean, look at this, Ben. That is a fantasy camp championship crowd. There will
might have been more people at the Fantasy Camp Championship.
We have a huge little league game tonight.
This is in Minnesota.
There will be more people there. I'm not kidding. It's as bad as it gets. And it was like 20 degrees there. Who wants to go sit at a baseball game when it's 20 degrees at the beginning of the year on a Monday? I can't really blame them. I really can't.
Saw that even the sparse Pittsburgh crowd, once that rain came in, you're like, I saw the temperature. I looked it up on my phone. I'm like, nope, no chance.
I got to ask Jesse,
going home,
who's joining us next, what the hell was going on at PNC last night? And who let the pack of wild coyotes into? Is that something they do all the time? Have I missed that entirely?
I thought it was
a very common thing.
I thought it was the Ric Flair cheer that they do at San Diego State.
They did it for an hour. They did it for an hour, though. Woo! They just keep doing it.
I don't love it, but it is a thing that
I've missed it entirely.
Stop, Paul.
Yeah, they do it for
the
football.
GD game.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
Well, and when there's 14 people there, you can hear it. I know the Ric Flair woo, but I didn't know that they just continued to do it over and over.
I don't know if that's a Pittsburgh thing or if it was just one fan or group of fans.
It's
having fun.
Excruciating.
All right, Jesse Agler is going to join us at the bottom of the hour. First, though, we got to play a little Take on Woods. If you'd like to be our contestant and qualify, weekly grand prize this week, tickets to see My Chemical Romance coming at Petco Park in our music, TV, or movie trivia challenge against Woods. You can call us now at 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Take on Woods is coming up next, broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. It's Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
Someone suggested we were talking about the Champions Dinner. I was remiss in not putting the Kung Pao chicken on the Sammy's 24/7 players menu from 7 Mile Casino onto my Champions Dinner menu.
Yeah.
Would be a good choice. Absolutely. It is phenomenal. One of the few 24/7 options in San Diego for playing cards, for having a bite to eat, is 7 Mile Casino right off the freeway in Chula Vista.
Well, listen, the only way you could make the Masters dinner better is if you had California-style blackjack there and Texas Hold'em and Pai Gow and Baccarat. But the food is spectacular at 7 Mile Casino. And, of course, the proximity. It's just 7 minutes from downtown. Can't beat that.
Yep. And you've got a great patio that looks out on Coronado and the Silver Strand and San Diego Bay. A great spot to hang out with friends. They have friendly dealers, comfortable chairs, a good staff.
Smoke-free, buddy.
Yeah, smoke-free. And if you are a high-limit player, they know how to take care of you with great limits at their tables and 35% off food from Sammy's while you're eating at the table as well. So all the little things that you expect from a great card room, you're going to find it at 7 Mile Casino. Check it out today. Get off at E. You're right there on Bay Boulevard on the west side of the 5. It's 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Because I heard who Paulie brought on to play me today. This guy named Clay. Played against him in adult ball many times. Struck me out many times.
Struck you out many times.
Yeah, he's nasty, dude.
Former professional, or
I don't know. I don't know if he played pro ball, but he was freaking nasty, dude. So
my history with Clay actually goes back way beyond that.
yes, he hired Paul in radio.
He
it's
was
not Clay Hensley or
it's not
Clay Meredith.
No,
or any of those
No,
Clays.
our buddy Clay. We'll get to him here in a second. He was he worked at the old Mighty 1090.
Yeah.
And the whole company actually, and he hired me to work promotions in radio in like 2014.
Incredible.
And
then
here
he
we are.
spent the rest of the years punching me out every time we played his team.
So he's going to try to punch you out again.
If I recall, I think I hit a bleeder off of him maybe one time that dropped in. It was like, yes. I mean, it's not very hard to strike me out.
I never got to face him. Instead, I got the guy that throws 90 and also has a knuckleball.
He's that guy. Yeah, Jeremy.
Yes.
He's really good.
It might not be hard to strike you out, but it is hard to beat you.
That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping to get a little revenge here.
In Take on Woods. Let's get to today's game. Take on Woods brought to you by Bay Alarm, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you, and yes, we got Clay. Hello, Clay.
Ben, how we doing, man?
I'm good. Is he correct? Did you strike him out almost every time? Did he get that bleeder off of you?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly, I can't recall. I'm pretty sure he squared me up a time or two.
That's what tells me you were a good pitcher, because you don't really care or remember what Woods did against you. All right. This is the big one, though. This is Take on Woods. If you beat or tie Woods, qualify for the grand prize drawing. It is a weekly grand prize. Tickets to My Chemical Romance at Petco Park on August 30th. Everybody, get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com, and you get to choose TV, movies, or music. The TV category is Sunshine State, 5 TV series set in Florida. The music category, Heart Attack, all 2-second songs, including the word heart. And our new movie category is Who, What, When. 5 movie titles that all begin with either who, what, or when? So what would you like to play? TV, Sunshine State, music, heart attack, or movies? Who, what, when, Clay?
Tough call, but let's go movies. Sounds
movies. All right, the new category in movies. Who, what, when? We have 5 movie titles. They all begin with one of those 3 question-y words. You'll have 60 seconds to answer as many as you can. If you don't know an answer, pass. We'll come back to it if there's time left on the clock. First question is the 2-second movie clip. Paulie will play you a short clip of a movie. You need to identify the film just based on that. Clay, are you ready to play?
Let's do it.
All right.
You're insane, by the way.
60 seconds on the clock.
Not you, Clay. Not you. Ben.
I mean, it's just a standard movie
It's
clip
going to
here,
make a lot
Paulie.
more sense here in a second.
All right. 60 seconds on the clock. Your time begins when Paul plays our clip. Good luck, Clay. Let's take on Woods.
Yes! 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 I'll have what she's having.
Pass. We'll come back to it.
Humans and cartoons coexisted in 1947 Hollywood, in which groundbreaking 1988 comedic mystery movie?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Correct. Johnny Depp takes care of his obese mother and mentally disabled younger brother, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, in which 1993 coming-of-age drama?
Pass.
John Candy plays a bumbling private detective who cracks a Beverly Hills kidnapping case, in which 1989 comedy?
Pass.
A pediatrician creates his own art-inspired heaven, then travels to hell to save his wife, in which 1998 movie starring Robin Williams?
Oh, boy. Let's go back.
Let's go back to the 2-second clip, Paulie. Play it again.
Yes! 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 I'll have what she's having.
That was When Harry Met Sally, Clay, with Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan. You did get Who Framed Roger Rabbit. The other 3, What's Eating Gilbert Grape, starring Johnny Depp and Leonardo DiCaprio. Who's Harry Crumb, with John Candy, and What Dreams May Come, with Robin Williams. I think Woods has got you here, Clay. I'm sorry. One is not going to get it done. Let's bring him back in. He does have to do this without the category, though.
Okay, stepping up to the plate again.
We got movies.
Movies. All right.
Movies
All
against
right.
Clay.
Get my warm-up swings.
60 seconds on the clock.
Have an approach. Think about my
Brace
approach
yourself
here.
for a 2-second clip.
Just
Look for
strap
a
in.
heater. Okay.
Brace yourself.
All right.
60 seconds. Your time begins when Paul plays the clip. Good luck. Let's take on Clay.
Yes! Yes!
When Harry Met Sally.
I'll have what she's having.
Correct. Humans and cartoons coexist in 1947 Hollywood, in which groundbreaking 1988 comedic mystery movie?
Pass.
Johnny Depp takes care of his obese mother and mentally disabled younger brother, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, in which
What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Correct. John Candy plays a bumbling private detective who cracks a Beverly Hills kidnapping case, in which 1989 comedy?
Pass.
A pediatrician creates his own art-inspired heaven, then travels to hell to save his wife, in which
What Dreams May Come.
Correct. Go back to Humans and Cartoons coexist in 1947 Hollywood, in which groundbreaking 1988 comedic mystery movie?
You got it.
You see the light going on, but he can't quite pull it out.
What's the next one? John Cusack.
John Candy plays a bumbling private detective who cracks a Beverly Hills kidnapping case, in which 1989 comedy?
Miss the eater down the middle. I can't remember.
I'm sure you've seen it. You missed Who's Harry Crumb?
Who's Harry Crumb?
And Who Framed Roger
You said John
Rabbit?
Cusack.
John Candy, I said.
You said
I
John
said
Cusack. You said John Cusack. I'm positive. Didn't he?
I know the second time I said John Candy, because I
Did I
heard you
lose?
say John Cusack. I know you won 3-1.
Oh, okay.
You have gotten your
Finally
base hits
got my revenge.
up the middle off of Clay. Thank you for playing.
I swear
Woods
you
wins
said
today.
John Cusack.
That category was Who, What, When. All the movies starting with one of those question words.
I thought it was
When
just
Harry-
what. So I just
Paul
kept
was
thinking
very
of what.
uncomfortable playing the clip from When Harry Met Sally.
Play it again. I didn't
It's
hear
just at a diner. They're just sitting at a table.
He goes,
At a
I was like,
diner.
you're insane, by the way. And then he's like, all right, Paulie, play the 2-second clip. And I'm like, I was about to hit it. And I go, fine.
Yes! 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 I'll have what she's having.
That is actually Rob Reiner's mother, who plays the woman who says, "I'll have what she's having."
Correct.
The late Rob Reiner.
Rest in peace.
Yes.
Wait, I said John Cusack or you said
You
it?
said it when you repeated it, the question,
Oh,
and I very clearly said John Candy plays a bumbling private detective.
I feel like I would have known that.
And we can definitely go back and play the tape. Although there is some question now about whether our previous tape playing is entirely accurate on this program based on our Herman Marquez analysis from yesterday, but that's a different story. What's entirely.
Yeah,
Hello, pervert.
Any thoughts on those movies?
Let's see. Do them again. Let's see.
Winter Met Sally.
Top three movie.
Top three.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? That's clever.
Not bad.
Clever. Was that the one? Oh, yeah. Okay.
What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
I don't remember it all
I
that
vaguely
well.
remember it.
No, I don't.
Who's Harry Crumb?
Well, I loved Harry.
Yeah.
You did.
But it was awful, but I loved it.
I
And
never
what-
saw the Robin Williams
What
movie.
Dreams May Come. A little
Sad.
different kind of role for Robin Williams.
Yeah.
A sad movie,
Yeah,
not
it was good.
a comedic
It was good.
role.
Oh, it's nice to get Clay. Finally. I mean, he just embarrassed me up there before.
He's good.
Not hard.
Ben and Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. The incorporator word is picked out. Jesse Agler is standing by. He will join us from Pittsburgh, PA. Coming up next to talk Padres and more on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
He just, here, I'll show you a little.
Please don't.
What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
That is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
How cold is it in Pittsburgh? We're about to find out. Lows were in the 20s, they said. Maybe it's warmed up a bit as it's already 11:37 in the morning. But Paulie's giving Jesse Agler a call. He will join us. We'll play the Incorporator and more coming up right after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Sue Allard.
This traffic report is brought to you by San Diego law firm fighting for your sexual harassment rights at SDLF.com. Loaded up on the 5 northbound at SeaWorld Drive, all because of a collision on the right shoulder, but these delays start right around the 8. Sometimes it's called a joke, a compliment, a hand that stays too long. If it's happening at work, you don't have to face it alone. San Diego law firm will help you fight against sexual harassment. Contact them at SDLF.com. That's SDLF.com. I'm Sue Allard with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Let's go out to our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It's better. I know the Padres stay in some nice hotels on the road.
Yeah.
So, Jesse, maybe lounging by the pool right now in Pittsburgh, enjoying his morning in the Steel City. Good morning, Jesse.
Yeah, 36 degrees, but the sun is out. So, you could, I guess, theoretically work on your suntan.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Last night looked awful. I mean, it looked excruciatingly cold. Mud and Dawn just looked miserable. How about you guys?
I'll tell you what, last night compared to the second game in Boston was nothing. The second game in Boston was the coldest I've ever been at a baseball game.
Really?
Wow, and you've done a lot of baseball games.
And it wasn't just me. I saw Xander this morning just in the hotel, and I was going out to get coffee. So I had my gloves. I'm all bundled up, right? I look like the Michelin Man. And he's like, "You're going outside?" Like, kind of giving me a hard time. I was like, "Yeah, I'm just going to go get some coffee real quick." And he goes, "Man, that second game at Fenway." And I was like, "I know. That's what I've been saying all week." So, like, and he played there. So, like, that's the one that everybody's talking about. The second game at Fenway was just miserable. And I said to him, I go, "Was that worse than like what you usually got there?" And he was like, No. But I mean, for the rest of us, it was, that's as bad as I've ever experienced. And the fun part is tonight in Pittsburgh should be colder than that. So looking forward to it.
Oh, well, that game did start the 3-game current winning streak for your San Diego Padres.
We're a cold weather team.
Yeah, just needed to shock them into life, apparently, with some cold weather, Jesse.
We're the Packers of Major League Baseball, basically, yeah.
Apparently. I mean, and again, you got Bubba Chandler last night throwing 100 plus. You got Paul Skenes tonight, who can do the same, but with more movement and better movement and 7 pitches to choose from. I mean, not an enviable task for guys like Manny, Xander, any of those right-handers.
Not fun to face Nick Pivetta either.
No, that's true. That's absolutely true. But this should be a really, really fun matchup tonight. Of course, the Jackson Merrill, Paul Skenes storyline. I'm sure you guys will mention a bunch of times because I think it's worthy of it. It should be fun watching these guys square off.
No, Jackson's fired up. They all are. I mean, remember, this is the only team that Skenes has never faced aside from the Pirates in the National League. And Manny and Fernando finally got a little bit of a look at him in the WBC, Dominican and Team USA. So, they got kind of a sneak peek at him, if you can call it that. But obviously a little bit of a different situation. He was kind of, redlining all the way, knowing it was going to be a shorter outing. So maybe a little bit different here. But I don't know, man, like, splinker in on the hands in 38-degree weather sounds not like the most fun at bat in the history of the world here tonight. But I'm excited to see him. I'd only seen him pitch in person once, and that's when we were here last year. We had an off day on a Thursday, I think, and he was pitching a day game against the Cubs. So Tony and I walked over to watch because we just had never seen him in person before. And I think it was like the worst start of his career to that point. It was completely like the Cubs just knocked him around and we were like, well, this isn't all that much fun. And we kind of stayed for like 4 innings and then left. But, he's obviously, as exciting and electrifying as a pitcher as there is in baseball. So it'll be fun to see the Padre guys kind of take their whacks at him. And I'm sure Pivetta, the opposing starter always says, look, I'm not pitching against the other pitcher. I'm pitching against the hitters. But if you're Nick Pivetta, you're a little bit, I would imagine, excited to be on the mound with him, on the other side. And, the weather being what it is, it'll be probably more of a challenge for these hitters. Cold weather is always advantage pitcher, particularly guys that can throw hard and get in on your hands because that's just miserable to try and face all that. But it's cool, man. It's fun. These are the kinds of pitching matchups I think, for a lot of us as fans, we kind of live for. And I know for a fact, Jackson, a lot of these hitters are excited to take on the challenge.
Talking to the voice of the Padres, Jesse Agler from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And 10 games, Jesse, 10 different lineups from Craig Stammen and his coaching staff. But I made the guess this morning, and maybe you can comment if you think I might be right. Maybe the first time he runs it back today. No experience really in the lineup against Skenes. You faced a hard-throwing righty yesterday. Did pretty well offensively. Looked pretty good. Maybe we see the exact same lineup. Fermin even probably will catch today for a second straight day with Nick Pivetta on the mound.
Yeah, I think there's a real possibility of that. And Craig even said before the game yesterday, he doesn't want to be changing it every day. I mean, he has certainly been open about the fact that he's going to mix and match and try some different things out. But he would love to be able to get some guys to settle into some spots. And look, the top 4 has been consistent-ish. But yeah, no, I think there's a real possibility that happens tonight. And as you said, the matchup is similar. The catching situation is similar. There's definitely been a lot of lineup talk, understandably, reasonably, and rightfully so far this season. But yeah, no, I think there's a very real chance that happens. I think they like Castellanos a lot against velocity. I haven't looked yet at, like kind of all the numbers and everything like that. But as you said, really not a lot of head-to-head against Skenes I think there's a very real shot that happens. And I liked the analogy that Stammen made yesterday when talking about this. I forget exactly how it came up, but he said, look, as a reliever, and look, we've talked about this 1,000 times. There are not a lot of managers who were pitchers, and certainly not a lot of managers that were, mainly relievers over the course of their careers. But Craig said, look, as relievers, we all sort of liked to know what our roles were going to be. We understood that it might be different, one day or another, but
Sure.
You generally like to know, all right, I'm an 8th inning guy, I'm a 9th inning guy, I'm a long guy, whatever it might be. So he said, I imagine for the hitters, it's kind of a similar thing. You like to have some general sense of where you're going to be in the lineup, whether that's a 2-hole, guy or a cleanup guy or whatever it is. So I think he was kind of feeling for the hitters a little bit through the lens of a relief pitcher and, kind of thinking to himself, maybe I don't want to be moving these guys around too much over the course of the long season. Now, again, it's only 10 games. He's trying to feel things out. But I do think he has an appreciation for not wanting to be too crazy with the lineups over the course of a long year. But still, I think it's fair to allow him, some time here in the first few weeks to try and figure some stuff out.
Well, I like talking to Jesse Agler here on Ben and Woods this morning. I like the fact, Jesse, that he's gotten guys in San Francisco.
Yeah.
They've got like 4 guys that haven't had an AB, and they're there. They're on the roster. They're not pinch hitting. They're not getting spot starts here and there. I like that. I do. I think it's important to get everybody in, get their feet wet, get some ABs, get a start here and there, because I think in the course of a long season, man, you got to rely on a lot more than just 9 guys in the lineup. So I've enjoyed it.
Hugely important. And look, also part of it is the makeup of your roster, right? We came out of spring training talking about the depth of this bench and saying, hey, this is a big difference this year because you've got, guys that you think you're going to get real production out of, whether it's, Castellanos and France and, sort of like, what's this going to look like with all these guys? And if you're going to say that, well, then you have to use those guys. If you're going to talk about the depth of the bench and how, these are real options, then you have to get them in games. You can't just say that about your bench and then not use them. The Giants, maybe they feel like they've got a little bit of a different situation and they're not going to expect as much out of those guys. If that's going to be the case, and I'm not saying it is or it isn't, but if that's going to be the case, okay, don't use them. But if we're going to sit here and say, hey, this is a deep bench and, all of these guys are going to be productive, then you have to play them. So I think it's critical that they do it the way they've been doing it. And look, the reality is, how many times have, we said over the last however many years, you look at a lineup on a given day and you go, oh my gosh, how are they going to win today with this particular lineup? And they go out and have the best offensive game they've had in a week. So, it's that good reminder that, just because a lineup might look goofy or somebody gets a random day off, on a certain day or whatever, that, it doesn't really necessarily mean anything because, baseball stats are accumulated over a long, long summer. And, that one day you never quite know what's going to happen. But yeah, look, if you're going to talk about your bench as being a strength, if you're going to talk about your depth being a strength, you've got to get those guys in. It's not always easy. It's not always simple. I know Ty France went, several days without getting an at bat. But I think there's a real sort of intentionality, with Craig and his staff of making sure that these guys get enough action to stay fresh-ish. It's not an easy thing to do all the times, but look, you're absolutely right. You hit it on the head. You've got to be able to do that.
Jesse, back to Boston. Outside the weather, it's not a city you get to go to every year. You're a history buff, getting to go to Fenway Park. Just anything fun that you got to see or do while you were in Beantown?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously it's a great city. First of all, just like aside from the baseball, it's one of my favorite cities. The off day, it was, cold. It wasn't like the nicest, walk around and explore kind of day. So I didn't do too much, but, Fenway is special. It's one of those where you can feel the history, maybe more than any other stadium for me. You sort of like, walk in that tunnel from the clubhouse to the dugout, and you're like, okay, like Ty Cobb walked on these planks. It's you feel that more than any other. Wrigley, I like Wrigley more. I do, for whatever reason. I think the atmosphere, the whole like feel of the place is more baseball-y to me. Not baseball, but I like the feel of Wrigley more than I do Fenway. But Fenway, you feel the history a little bit more because I think they've kind of done less to it. It feels older in a way. But it's just, if you're a baseball nerd, you have to get to Fenway. It's incredibly special. And it's just neat. You sit there and you look around and you're like, man, like the Green Monster, pesky pole, like all of it. It's incredibly special. And then to be able to go in there and see the team take 2 out of 3 and kind of get things going a little bit, obviously, certainly helps. And yeah, I mean, that's only the second time I've gotten the opportunity to broadcast there. I've been there once as a fan when I was in high school. So, only 3 trips in my life to Fenway. So it definitely still has kind of that, special feel of something that you don't get to do very often. And it's a neat place. It really is. And, weather aside, as you said, I mean, it's one of those things. If you're a baseball fan, you haven't been there, got to put it on your list. No doubt about it. And, it's cool because, get there and you're sort of thinking about Wrigley and you're thinking about Fenway and, 1913 and all this. And you start thinking about like the other old ballparks, and it's crazy, right? Because you have those two that kind of, stand alone. Wrigley and Fenway is their own category. Like after that in the National League, right? It's like Dodger Stadium, is next, is 61, I think. And then, or 62. And then I think Coors is after that, like in terms of like the oldest National League stadiums.
That's crazy.
And, yeah. And so like all of a sudden it's like all these, more new modern ones. And, you start thinking about like what could be in it for the long haul stadium wise in the National League. And I'm just saying National League because I don't think as much about the AL stadiums. And like, you start thinking like Petco is going to be the one that like in 75 years could very well be like the way we talk about Wrigley now. I mean, like the way it's sort of become something bigger than just like the Padres home park. It's sort of like this thing that baseball fans from all over the country want to get to.
Yeah.
Obviously, it doesn't have the 100-year history that those places do, but at some point it may very well have that. And it's kind of neat because I don't know that people 100 years ago talked about Wrigley or Fenway that way because it was just their home stadium. And, but I think it's kind of neat because the way that the Padres and the city of San Diego take care of Petco Park, like it has the real opportunity to end up as a place like that, probably long after, we're all gone. But it's pretty cool because as I was just sitting there, I was thinking about that. I was like, man, Petco could be like this kind of thing someday, which is pretty neat.
Time for the Incorporator, and good job last week. It's funny because Easter Sunday, I saw my nephews, the Easter Bunny, hid eggs way up in the tree, and they needed aberuncators to pull them down from the branches because the eggs were up so high. That was the word last week Jesse had to incorporate into his broadcast. So tonight's word, Jesse, for you is
baldaquin.
Baldaquin. It looks like maybe baldachin, but it's pronounced baldaquin. Baldaquin it's kind of like that fabric for kings. It's silk gold fabric.
Oh, yeah.
And it can also be the covering or canopy that they put over the throne and the altar, and that silky gold, think like Middle Ages and that ornate fabric. That's called baldaquin.
Baldaquin.
It's my favorite response right there. Just the chuckles.
Yeah, that's good.
Baldaquin.
Right,
so good luck.
Figure it out.
Good luck with that, Jesse. We've got an early, for us, game time at 3:40, 6:40 on the East Coast, and then back home where presumably the weather will be a little bit warmer when you get the Rockies this weekend.
Little rush hour baseball. Looking forward to it, and we'll do some baldaquin for you.
Thank you, Jesse.
Is the Incorporator word with Jesse Agler. Appears every Tuesday here on Ben and Woods. Always love Jesse.
He knocks it out of the park every time.
He does.
Every
Don
time.
Orsillo like sleeps in a baldaquin.
Yes, 100%.
Well, only if it's provided by the San Diego Padres as some sort of giveaway.
Yeah, it's sponsored by Sequan Casino.
Theme night baldaquin.
It's the baldaquin jersey night.
Did you guys hear him last night swallow a bug or something? You hear Don?
Donnie?
He's like, and then Mud starts dying laughing. I don't know that Don
Mud had though. He couldn't say David Morgan. He said David Morgan, and Donnie did what you did. He goes, Who is it? Who is that? He pulled a Woods on Mud. He goes,
I feel like when Don screwed up and Mud tried to call him out, I don't think Don was very happy about it. I couldn't tell. That's why we work, is because we both know. Like, if you get me, I got I tip my hat to you, and vice versa. I'll get you next time.
I will say, Don and Mud they don't mess up that often.
They really don't.
Considering how many hours they're on and how many games there are during the season. Same with Jesse and Tony.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd be surprised. We mess up all the time.
All the time.
Maybe it's because we're getting up earlier in the morning, or maybe it's Paul's probably right. Maybe we're just not as good as they are. But yeah, so it actually stands out when they even make a tiny little hiccup or mistake like that.
Funny, dude.
Just pretty funny.
Yeah, he just swallowed a word. It was the best.
You may have noticed if you were watching on our YouTube stream during the interview with Jesse that one of our next guests has already walked in. We're going to be talking with Jim Lazlovic along with Ted Leitner. They've got a new podcast coming out. Already see some comments in our YouTube stream, and I haven't seen Laz in a few years. They're wondering, have you been in like suspended animation? Because you don't look at all different than the last time I saw you, and it was like 4 or 5 years ago. It's been a while.
Oh, you're being kind.
Oh, well, you look great, Laz. We will talk to you coming up next, along with Uncle Teddy. Hopefully will join us, and we'll have a fun conversation to kick off our fourth and final hour of Ben and Woods. Do not go anywhere. You're listening to the home of the Padres, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Final hour of Ben and Woods, and we've got a treat for you already in studio. Let's go right to him. You remember him from his time with the San Diego Chargers and the longtime sports anchor at NBC 739. Jim Laszlovic is here with us, and joining us shortly, Uncle Teddy Leitner is entering the building as well. But Laz, it is so good to see you. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
You kind of you retired, and like a lot of people just stick around and you see him a lot. You've kind of dropped off the radar a little bit the last few years.
I kind of did. I did the viewing public a favor.
No.
I mean, all that. I mean, I was on TV long enough. And so I think that me disappearing was not a bad thing.
What have you been doing?
Well, I love San Diego County, and I explore the county. I have a little place up in the hills, and I go there and hang out, and there's nobody there.
That's fantastic.
I know. So I get to do that, and I'm busy around my neighborhood.
Sure.
And
now you get into business with Uncle Teddy. You guys are starting this new venture. You started this new venture, and here we
shocking,
right?
Shocking that Ted would call me.
How did he convince you?
It was Ted.
It's Ted. It's Uncle Teddy. Well, and here we go. Hey, look, big media appearance. Look who's late. Look who's late. I mean, this is what happened. I work with a guy too. Him. Our first meeting here at 97.3 The Fan, our interview, if you will.
Yeah,
I was like 30 minutes late.
No,
yeah, he was.
I went to the wrong place.
He went to the wrong.
I
Yeah,
went to the
and
wrong
we're
place.
sitting there trying to vamp for 30 minutes with this new guy that would become our boss. And I thought, what am I getting myself into here? Working with a diva.
Unlike you, Laz, who is genuinely humble. I only pretend to be humble. And I
Correct.
have a massive ego.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Baloney. But I've never known you to be late.
Oh, it was.
I'm rarely late. It was one of the only times in my life. I just went to the wrong. We were meeting at a coffee shop somewhere. Starbucks. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's like 9 of them, and I guess I just put down the wrong one, and I was in the wrong spot. I go, where is everybody?
Uncle Teddy knows where we are, so we
have to stand.
Yeah.
Stand at attention.
Stand at attention.
Yeah, we stand when Uncle Teddy walks.
Uncle Teddy, we stand.
Bum bum ba bum bum ba bum ba bum ba bum.
What's the word of the day?
Baldican?
You get him a baldican.
Baldican.
Yeah, you're down right down there.
Wherever you want to be, Ted.
Yep.
Right next to Laz, your new colleague on the podcast.
He's my old colleague. You know that.
That's right.
It's so very 21st century of you guys. Are you going to get a TikTok account too and everything? I mean, are you going all the way in?
Yeah.
TikTok.
Freaking chance. Please get a TikTok account. I mean, it would be incredible. How you doing, Uncle Teddy?
I'm good.
It's good to have you, my friend.
I'm good.
All right.
We were just talking to Laz how you convinced him to emerge from his hibernation. We hadn't seen him in so long. I thank you because it's good to have a little more Laz in our lives, and it took a conversation from Uncle Teddy to get him out from his retirement life.
No, it's true. He's a huge name in the community, and like you say, we were colleagues, and we were in different offices in different little parts of the newsroom. But I was on the early news. He was on the weekends and the late and all that stuff. So we've known each other 1,000 years. I covered him. I covered him when he was a wonderful linebacker for the San Diego Chargers.
Indeed.
Not Los Angeles, the San Diego Chargers, I'm proud to say. And I can't wait because we've been in broadcast operations together. We've never actually done a real broadcast performance together.
I always had to sit at Teddy's knee.
Yeah. Again, I do the same thing with him.
But this guy,
you called Chargers games and you did as well, but never at the same time.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I did those. Hooter. Who did I?
I love this. They have their own shorthand communication.
The tight end.
Curran.
Pat Curran.
Yes.
Yeah, how long? I mean, it's really 30-something years since I've seen Pat.
Yeah.
And I love Pat. And it was absolutely amazing. And we had a moment there where you guys know this, when you have what they call the billboards. Charger football is brought to you by.
Yep.
And for the second half, and this is a former tight end, but still into the game so much. And so he reads it. He says, "Second half billboards are brought to you by." And I laughed so hard. And after that game, I went to rejoin the Padres, And every time I sat on the plane and I thought about that, I got hysterical by myself. And no offense to Pat, but you don't read that. You just say Charger football is brought to you by. You don't read second half billboards. You can understand this better than me.
Oh, yeah.
It was hilarious. And the other one was a game we're doing against the Dallas Cowboys in exhibition football at home. A ballpark that's not there anymore. And DZ Aikens had delivered food at halftime, and we ate. And so the Cowboys are going toward a touchdown. And in the back, we hear the engineer go,
Too much pastrami sandwich
loud,
there.
so loud. It picked up on all our microphones. And I'd never heard this before, but Curran, with great timing, says, what? Somebody step on a duck?
Oh, my God. Fantastic.
Me.
And
Laz does this all the time.
And I laughed so hard, I missed 2 Dallas plays. Coming out of the huddle. Like a 9-year-old in church or school where you're not allowed to laugh. They'll kill you. Call your dad, throw you out of school. I've experienced all this because I couldn't shut up. And that's Pat, and that's the Chargers, and that's Jim. And now we're back to wherever the hell the question was.
I don't remember what the question was, other than tell us about the new podcast. I mean, what's the concept? What's the idea? What are you guys going to be talking about?
You just experienced it.
Yeah, there
You're
it
gonna
is.
have, yeah, and I'll be
let him
you
go.
won't be able to see it, but I'll be sitting there nodding.
Throw in a couple.
Jim,
That's right, Ted. That's right, Ted.
Jimmy will be. You might be able to see him or not, but Jimmy will be turning sideways, and they'll say, "How come?" I'm just trying to get a word in edgewise. I'm turning sideways. Yeah. No, Jim, you tell them what it's about because I have no idea. I have no idea what the show is about. And I never had an idea on Channel 8 every day what was going to be on and what I was going to say. And I want that to be the same thing on the air where Jim and I talk. And, it's like my favorite author, Don Winslow, who wrote about the surfing community here years and years ago, among other things now, is crime novels. And he talks about the surfers out there, bobbing around, waiting for the next wave, and they're talking story. That's what the surfers call it. We're just talking story. That's what Jim and I are going to do. Talking story about San Diego sports, and I hope everything else, as I did on my talk shows, and everything else talking about Hollywood and crazy stuff and whatever.
I love this. Ted said, "Good, Jim, you tell him about it." And I'm going to like this gig.
See, there's a medical term. They call it verbal diarrhea.
That's right.
Right, and that's the problem. But we'll try to cure that as fast
We
as
just
we can.
had a comment a few minutes ago in our YouTube chat. Uncle Teddy could do a 4-hour show without exhaling. Pure beauty.
Pure beauty.
To say these chairs are so comfortable too. Ted starts talking, I start leaning back.
It's the old bad Hollywood joke. You open the refrigerator, the light goes on. He does 3 minutes.
That's right.
Thinking it's a TV camera. No, it's not. Shut up.
It's so good. I'm so interested to see where it goes. Now, will it be video podcast? Is it audio only? How are you guys going to
It's
do
video.
it? Video.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what else can I tell you about it? Gee, I don't know. I will say this. I've been on X because I thought, and I don't know, you guys don't do politics. I'm not trying to do politics. I just thought that as a citizen of the country and the First Amendment's still there, it was cowardice of me to not speak up of what I think is happening politically in the country when the Constitution is on trial and under attack and so forth. I'm not the only one that feels this way, but I don't think the country needs another political show, so I don't intend to do that, nor does Jim. But having gone on and made comments about this administration, you should see the replies on X to me.
Well, I've seen them.
Okay,
Yeah, I've seen them.
so you've seen them.
Yeah.
You've seen them. One person intimated that I was having, how should I put this, sexual relations with pigs.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah,
Such
Twitter.
anger.
Welcome to Twitter.
No, yeah, and that's Twitter. That's the anger in the country. Don't give us your politics. Who the hell are you to give us your? I'm just a citizen. I'm no intellectual. I'm some sports guy. No big deal. I gave scores for a living. I'm not smart. I'm not that smart. But I think everyone should speak up when they think something needs to be spoken about. That's all.
That's so true. But I have to add that when you gave the scores, you were accurate. All I did was give the scores.
That's right.
But
When
you
you-
gave the correct scores.
Exactly.
And I appreciate that.
Exactly. When you give your opinion, you're not giving the correct opinion. and that's always, you talk religion, you talk politics, you talk anything, even you talk sports. People want to argue.
Sports may be the worst of all of it right now. I mean, really, it gets. I told my wife the other day. I said, there's a different feeling this year. It's only been, at the time, it had been 5 games or something. And I said, the bloodlust from the fan base. That's the word I used, was bloodlust. And coming after me for anything, I was like, bro, I'm not out there swinging. I'm not out there throwing. I'm not making these decisions. Just
it's an angry
relax, let it play out a little bit, and see what happens. And now, now the Pods are at 5-5, and everybody's exhaling a little bit.
Yeah, Boston was nice.
That was really nice.
I missed that. I miss everything about.
Do you miss it? It was like 22 degrees
I miss
there.
everything about being cold and 22 degrees.
All right.
The coldest I ever was on a broadcast was in May in Wrigley Field with the old suspended press box across the way there. And my God, it was unbelievable. No football game out of Madison, Wisconsin, nowhere. So cold. And they always do that. They schedule the West Coast teams to go east and Midwest in April. What do they expect the weather to be?
I know.
That's no good. 20 degrees the other day with a 40-mile-an-hour wind in Boston. So I do miss it, though. And I love Fenway, so I miss that. But they played well there. They played well yesterday. They'll be fine.
Laz is laughing at 35 degrees. We were just talking during the break. He played in the Freezer Bowl in Cincinnati. You said the wind chill was
minus 59, I think.
Minus 59. Chargers, Bengals, AFC Championship game. That was 1980? Somewhere around there?
82 or
82?
3,
Okay, early 80s.
Yeah.
Negative 58.
Wind chill was awful. It was minus, the actual temperature like minus 19, minus 20, something like that.
I don't know that they would even play that game today.
Would they play that game today?
Yeah, they
that was
would.
the question.
Yeah, they would.
I wasn't
they
sure.
would.
I thought the safety police would come out and say, what if a fan died? We'd be held liable.
It's the NFL.
They'd have to move
care at all?
I don't know.
It was the frostbite too, because guys who could not wear gloves because of their position, ended up like the quarterback, ended up with frostbite, and it was.
I was going to say,
for years.
I don't know if they would play that game today, but what I do know is if they did, there would be at least a couple of hardos that wear the no sleeves because they want to show how this is tough they are. Like, did anybody wear?
That wouldn't be me.
Okay. I was going to ask. Like, you were all
I bundled up.
Yeah, it's amazing because every time ESPN Classic does a cold game, it's the Packers, right? And Green Bay, and the voice of John Facenda on the frozen tundra.
But that was the week after the Miami game, right?
Right, which
was humid and hot
and overtime,
and Kellen Winslow.
No, the one that Jim played in is the coldest game in all time. All time. I don't know about college, but the National Football League, without question. Yeah. Without question.
Man.
Amazing. Simply amazing. Yeah.
Let's take a little time out. We'll come back. We'll have more with Uncle Teddy, Jim Laszlovic, their new podcast, thoughts on the Padres, and more. Ben and Woods, glad to have some luminaries in studio with us.
Where?
Check traffic and back with more on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open. Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this.
Some yarns in here on Ben and Woods.
We've got Ted Leitner, Jim Laz living in studio. By the way, Ben and Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. So we know a guy if either of you run into some legal hassles
Thank you so much.
At this point. But
make sure to go subscribe on YouTube to SD Radio Joe. I just got a text from their producer, Joe Nelson, who's a guy I know very well. He said, click videos and they'll find it. And he's working on the audio only podcast now, iTunes, Amazon Music, Spotify, etc. SD Radio Joe is
what
where
do
you
we say? Anywhere you get your podcast.
Anywhere you get your podcast. But I just asked Laz a question, ex-football player, linebacker, right? Tough guy. And tough era to play in. There was a lot more extracurriculars in the huddle, and really on everything. I mean, you're probably guilty of a few yourself. I likened it to baseball because what you run into sometimes with the previous generation or the 2 generations ahead is they watch, the modern game now, and they say, this sucks. This is terrible. We were better. We were tougher. Our guys our guys used to throw 8 innings a game, and these guys only throw 4, and they get a pat on the back.
We would never go play video games after the game.
Right.
We're going to go out and pound beers,
drink
and
whiskey.
drugs.
Right.
Well,
So-
let me say in football, none of the above.
None of the
These
above.
guys they're faster.
Yeah.
They're as tough, if not tougher. The game has gotten a little different. I kind of liked the game when I played. It was more of a 3 yards in a cloud of dust, which meant if you're a defensive player, you buckle up your chin strap and get ready for people to come at you.
Got to hit guys.
Yeah, and now it's like I'm not sure a player with my skills would play much. I would probably be needed for covering kickoffs or something like that, or
Which they
maybe
barely
on
do anymore either.
4th and 1. They need me on 4th and 1, Ted.
Bring in Laz. Send in Laz.
Yeah, like put them out there. But now it's so much of a finesse. There's so much of a passing league.
Yeah,
in that. I don't enjoy that aspect of it. I still enjoy watching the game, but I wish it was more of a running league.
And I'm with you because I you do see some of the quarterback hits now, and they're like flag. I'm like, there's no way that's a flag. Like
he breathed on him.
Like you getting a clean shot at the quarterback is probably what you laid in bed at night and dreamed about. If they said, Laz, we're bringing you on the blitz, and they drop back and you got a clean shot, that's probably what you dreamed about. And you were allowed then to do damage to that quarterback. Now you cannot. You see guys run in with their hands up before they even hit the guy.
Two-hand touch.
Two-hand touch.
Two-hand touch above the waist.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like
That's
a chest
it.
bump.
And if you listen carefully, you can hear Butkus spinning in his grave.
Oh, no doubt.
Because he lived to hurt you.
Sure.
He lived to hurt you. I talked to my color guy when I did Eagles TV was Chuck McNarrick.
Oh, yeah.
The last of the 60-minute men who knocked out Gifford and all that stuff. And he told an Eagle game against the Bears, and they had this lead fullback play that they worked on to block Butkus, and they run this with the lead fullback, and the lead fullback is just disappeared. You'd already crushed him, and then he goes after the running back. So they come to the sideline, and the offensive coordinator says, "What happened to the lead fullback, the blocker?" And the other guy says, "I think Butkus ate him."
I think he's dead. Yeah,
true story.
It might have
True
killed
story.
him. Yeah,
and you would be in the locker rooms after games, and the training room after a Bear game would have this guy bleeding, this guy big, and the coach would say, "What the hell's going on?" And the trainer would say, literally, "So help me God, Butkus." Butkus.
Yeah.
And those guys were out there to kill, and the rules were not bent so much toward the offense back then. It was a different game. But Jim sounds like Jerry Coleman, always, who people say, "Oh, boy, it's better when you were with the Yankees." No. These guys are better athletes.
Yeah.
We have better sports medicine. They can fix an ACL. We couldn't fix an ACL back then. And I think we talked baseball. We lived baseball more. We stuck around and we talked baseball. We weren't involved in our investments and talking about golf and stuff like that. But in terms of athletes, like Jim said, 100% better now.
But, you talk Butkus, and I remember my rookie year, it was his final year in the league, and I was on the sidelines. We played the Bears, and I was completely distracted. I was just mesmerized by him out there limping around as he did late in his career.
Yeah.
And a phenomenal player. We had some phenomenal players.
No question.
No
The
doubt.
Bears, I mean,
what an era. I mean, so for you too, you're playing linebacker for the Chargers, and every now and then, I remember my very first year of pad football, there was a running back by the name of Charles Teasley. I was a sophomore. He's 6'4", 235, and he runs the ball, and they have me playing strong safety. I had one attempt at a tackle. I go, this isn't for me. I'm done. And I walked off. I was like, I never went back. For you,
we should have just gone for the ankles.
I know. For you, well, if I went for his ankles, his knees would have hit me in the face, even though I had a face mask on. But was there a guy that you're like, whew, he's gonna be hitting the hole hard today, boys? Who are the guys that you feared going up against?
Larry Zonka was a pain.
Oh yeah.
God.
Speaking of large,
Marv Hubbard was a pain. He was a big guy, strong. O.J. Simpson was really more physical than a lot of backs built like him. And so he could run around you or over you, and that was a problem. That's a problem.
Yeah, that option makes play against OJ, dude. That's crazy.
And if that doesn't work,
that's a bad option.
He can run around you and through you, and he did.
And he did.
Yeah.
And he did.
I was on the field when OJ set the single game rushing record. We beat them like 27-7. They just kept running the ball, but they never got into the end zone. but I was on the field when he set the record, which has now been broken.
That's incredible.
In studio here with Ted Leitner, Jim Laszlovic. They got their new podcast that started up. Caesar in our chat, you just mentioned Jerry Coleman, Teddy. He says, please ask Uncle Teddy for a Jerry Coleman story. I have to
just one.
I have to thank you though, because I think it was 2003, and your Channel 8 responsibilities forced you back to San Diego during the week during spring training. So they needed someone to fill in. And I got to do 4 games with Jerry.
I didn't know
the
that.
only games I've ever broadcast. And I got to sit in the booth and do 4 spring training baseball games sitting next to him. And even if I never get to do another baseball game in my life, I will always get to say,
that's awesome.
I got to sit next to a Hall of Famer and watch him really not care, because it was spring training, but it was still Jerry, and it was the thrill of my life to do that. And you got to do it for decades.
And that's exactly 35 years for a kid who watched him play second base on Channel 11 in New York for the Yankees, and suddenly we're side by side and we're friends. He's like my dad, my mentor, my brother, and I got this no matter what. Not just the game, no matter. And the Padres are not always terrific then, but I got to be with Jerry Coleman, and it gives me goosebumps to this day. And I would see in travel, he would introduce me to all these people: Mickey Mantle, Moose Skowron, Juan Marichal, all these guys. And then when they get me alone, they would say, hey, your partner could really, I know he knocks himself and says he couldn't hit, couldn't do that. This was a terrific ball player. They say Mazeroski turned the double play. Right there was Jerry Coleman with him. Was right there. A terrific player who got a basketball scholarship to USC. That's what a great athlete Jerry was. And he turned it down because he was just waiting to be 18 to join the Marine Corps. Didn't care about baseball. Didn't care about the Yankees, didn't care about anything but his country. And I think of him all the time because of that, truly. Now, you wanted a story. So we're in Cleveland. Remember the drummer, the guy with the drum and the crazy the frizzy afro hair?
Sure.
He's banging the drum, and he's right below us in what they call the loge. And Jerry has no idea who this guy is. So it's bang, bang, bang. He's right below us. And Jerry says, hey, who is that guy? Teddy, who is this guy? I said, Jerry, don't you remember? He's the one who they threw out of the stadium because the elderly people were complaining about the drum. So he goes to court, and the judge rules he can get back in, but he has to buy a ticket for himself and a ticket for the drum. So help me God. That's how they split the baby down the middle and all that stuff and let him back in. So that's why he's here, Jerry. He's back in, and he's banging his drum. And on the air, Jerry says, well, let him go home and bang someone else.
Oh, there we go. Great.
So, being Jerry with no intent whatsoever, he wonders why I'm falling down, and Dave Marcus is turning red like he always did when he laughed so hard. I would look back at Marcus, and he's just turning red and gagging with laughter. And then we go to the commercial break, and Jerry says, what? I said, Jerry, you said, go home and... No, I didn't. I said, go home and bang something else. Right, something else. And so... Jerry, put your headphones on. Dave, tell him to play it for him back in the studio. They play it for him back in the studio. Jerry looks at me, smirk on his face, takes his headphones off and says, yeah, I guess I did say that.
Yeah. Did he ever tell you any stories, Uncle Teddy, about the old Yankees going out to Toots Shores and Mickey Mantle and Martin and all those guys?
And they would see Howard Cosell, who hung around there all the time because all the great athletes were there, all the Giants, all the Yankees, etc. And Cosell, because Charlie Connerly, Chuck is the name, Chuck and Charlie Connerly, the quarterback of the Giants, was number 42. Jackie Robinson at the time, playing for the Brooklyn Dodgers, was 42. And Jerry was number 42 for the Yankees. So Cosell would always go into his routine in front of everybody. Gerald Francis Coleman, of the New York Yankees, the wrong number 42.
Oh, my God.
And I said, Jerry, what'd you say to him? I told him to do something that is physically impossible to do.
Stick your head up your house, probably.
Oh, so you were a big Cosell fan too? Oh yeah, we were all big Cosell fans.
That's incredible.
And it was just it was a golden era of baseball.
Yeah, man.
When you could go, it was. Although in terms of attendance and television ratings and all that, this is the golden year of baseball.
That's true,
and that's a fact. And that's a fact.
Especially here in San Diego. And as much as, it pained us, Laz, when the Chargers left, it's changed this town quite a bit.
It has.
The Padres have probably been the biggest beneficiaries of the Chargers leaving and going to L.A.
Absolutely. And I get so annoyed when people call us a bad sports town. We are not. We got stuck with bad ownership. We are not a bad sports town.
Nope. You're 100%.
You guys prove it every day.
100%. 100%. And I remember the 84 playoffs with the Cubs. Jerome Holtzman veteran writer, Hall of Fame writer for the Chicago Tribune. Got to know him a little bit. He's the one that actually baseball asked him, we need a new save rule. Can you come up with a fairer, better save rule?
Nice.
And the one that they use now, Jerome came up with.
It's incredible.
But they put it in 1969, where you got to come in, you got to face a batter, you got to finish up the game, end the game, and all that stuff. That's his rule from 1969. So Jerry asked me, this crowd, meaning the Padre crowd in '84, when we came back, and Templeton went out there and waved his hat, and they went just nuts. Your skin would crawl with goosebumps. And Holtzman said, is it like this all the time? I said, well, Jerry, we've never been in the playoffs before, but these fans are so great. They have been so patient. They love this Padre baseball. And now look at them. Now that they have a winner, look at him. He said, damn, this crowd, loudest crowd I've ever seen in my life.
That's awesome, man.
You know, and Charger fans were that way too.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
they welcomed us back when we won or when we lost in the playoffs, and it was amazing that the love and the attention they gave us. And it's a shame that they got rewarded with a team moving north.
Yeah, people say the
Ouch.
last few years, there were a lot of opposing fans there. Yeah, because the Chargers didn't want the fans to show up. They were trying to move to Los
Make it
Angeles.
easier.
Of course, San Diego is not going to support a team that is actively talking about moving to Los Angeles.
Plus, it's the nature of our town. I'm fine with that. I'm fine that so many of us are from someplace else. Guess what? I was raised a Pittsburgh Pirate fan, and my big year was 1960. Bill Mazeroski hits the home run and win it all against the Yankees.
Broke my heart, my Yankees. My Yankees.
Meanwhile, I was running home from All Saints School trying to get to watch the final couple innings, and sure enough, we beat your Yankees.
And that Yankee, if you ever look at scores, were 10-0 Yankees, 16-3 Yankees.
Yeah.
The Yankees were so great. The Pirates were not, and yet it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They were good, but that Yankee team was absurd, as they was the next year. With 61 50-plus home runs for Mantle and Maris and all those guys, the home run record. And at the end of that game, Mantle sat. Jerry told me this. Jerry was in the broadcast at that time at the Yankees after he retired. Mantle sat on the bench crying like a baby that they had lost to the Pittsburgh Pirates. They were the New York Yankees, and it was crushing.
You can still name that starting lineup. That was just magical. And to be 8 years old at the time, come on.
And
my son's age.
Just to bring it full circle, of course, Padres are in Pittsburgh. They're wearing the 9 patch, and you saw Maz are carved into the outfield grass as they're honoring him this season, like we're honoring Randy Jones this season here in San Diego.
Rightfully so.
Gentlemen, it was so good to see you guys
Good to see
together.
you guys.
Laz, thank you.
Thank you.
Ted, thank you for dragging him out into the public again. We just needed to see a little more Laz in our lives.
I mean, Laz, you're
He
living
is
the
now,
dream.
he is, more importantly,
You hung him up.
after my political comments, Jim is my bodyguard.
That's right. That's right.
So don't even think about anything.
He's still built.
I
He's
got the
still
big guy
built.
right next to me, man, number 54.
It looks good.
The San Diego, no wrong 54. This is the 54
I can
of the
still
Chargers.
outrun Ted. So I'll be fine. Ted, I'm not so sure about, but I'll be fine.
Thank you,
Gentlemen,
fellas.
thank you so much.
Thank you,
We'll
guys.
take one final timeout, come back, wrap things up. Paulie says, get a couple of Reindl Report headlines for us. We'll head toward 10 o'clock with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
so let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
it's going to hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee hurts.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
How does he have that
Uncle
much
Teddy, I think you're
energy?
talking about.
How? How?
Glad
How does he have that much energy?
Glad everyone, at least most everyone, enjoyed that last half hour with Ted Leitner and Jim Laszlovic. Again, Leitner and Laz podcast at SD Radio Joe on YouTube. And all of our guests appear on the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not Big Bang Banking. It is better. Yeah, that they will have no problem filling whatever time needs to be filled.
Poor Laz, he's like, yeah.
And he's like, I'll let Laz tell you about it after I tell you everything about the podcast. Go ahead, Laz, take it away.
Okay. Sure.
Oh, that was so much fun.
It's incredible.
I was actually, I love Uncle Teddy, but I hadn't seen Laz in so many years.
Yeah.
I was
What a nice
incredibly
guy,
excited to see him and glad that he's going to be out and doing something, at least, even if it is just a word in edgewise every once in a while.
I told him after during the break, like, that's the dream, right? To have a nice long career. And then when you hang them up, like, go into retirement and kind of just go enjoy your life. And you don't see him all over social media now. Up until now, he's starting a podcast after 10 years or however long it's been since he retired. And I'm just like, good for you, man.
It's one thing, we can't, as a sports fan, I'm telling you, as much as I love watching games, as much as I love it, and I love watching 3-4 baseball games a day. My kids now, we're at the point in the season at night when I'm like putting the late game on. They're like, Dad, can we watch a movie? I'm like, all right. I mean, couldn't be me that wanted to turn baseball off, but sure, we'll watch The Wedding Singer again. As much as I love watching the games, I love the stories. Yeah. Oh my God, do I love the stories. I can't get enough of the stories. Jeff Pearlman comes to mind. He can make anything sound interesting. Any story about any sport. He does stories, Ben. I'm like, I don't even like boxing that much, but I'll listen. The stories of sports are that's what got me all the time. So to hear him say that he played against O.J. Simpson and Larry Zonka, I'm like, good Lord, that's what I want to hear about.
Ted getting to hang out with Howard Cosell.
Yes, and Mickey Mantle. Like, That's what I want to hear about. It's just it's going to be so good. I look forward to it.
Quickly, as Pittsburgh prepares to welcome the nation to the unofficial beginning of football season, the city's kickoff celebration begins with an unforgettable invite-only night of music. Go to Odyssey.com/the night before to enter for your chance to win a trip to see Jason Aldean, John Morgan, and Shane Prophet. This is a national contest. We'll check traffic. Paulie's got a couple of Reindl Report headlines to wrap things up for us coming up next year on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Sue Eller.
Traffic is brought to you by Albertsons Bonds and Pavilions. Loaded up on the 5 southbound at Santa Fe Drive, all because of a collision. It takes out the left lane. Shop Bonds and Albertsons for savings on family favorites. Right now, a Signature Select half ham bone-in is $1.67 per pound with membership where applicable. Limit 1 ham. And a 1 pound pack of strawberries is $1.99 with digital coupon on Bonds or Albertsons.com. I'm Sue Aller with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Reindl Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Reindl Report with Paul Reindl.
Hi, Paul. All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report.
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Okay, how are you?
On 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a yeah? Oh, yeah.
All right.
Probably no Reindl Report tomorrow with a very short show, so make it count.
I mean, you can do one at like 8 if you want.
Very early if we're going to do it because we're only on until 8:30.
Yeah, 8:37, huh?
I think 8:35.
8:35
show,
we'll
actually.
Nice and early, 8:30. Yeah.
Get hammered tonight.
Well, I just got 2 stories for you guys here today. Start with
Little League.
Start with a teaser that I saw going around on social media yesterday. Now, the concept is, I'm going to say, not very original at all. And yet I'm still kind of interested.
Okay.
You guys all remember Punk'd back in the day. Ashton Kutcher would get the celebrities in some sort of predicament. And then, I'm just kidding, you're punked, So that went away, and now we have a new show called Foul Play with Anthony Davis. And I remember when he signed on for this, seeing something about it, and it's the exact same idea. Anthony Davis is going to be kind of the ringleader behind the scenes, pranking other top athletes and celebrities.
Like basketball's Anthony Davis?
Like Anthony Davis.
Okay.
The
Washington Wizard. Okay.
Yeah. That Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis. Just making sure.
There was a clip going around. The first episode of Foul Play came out yesterday. I think you can watch it on Hulu is where it streams. It was on TBS, TNT, and True TV. And they had this one clip yesterday going around. Draymond Green was the first athlete that they decided to.
He's the guy you have to go
punk
after.
or prank or foul play.
He's got to be first on the list.
So here's a minute teaser of the clip. They led Draymond to believe that he and I think it's Rich Paul, his agent, are there to get pitched for an investment. They need some money for this new investment, a little Shark Tanky, and then you'll see Anthony Davis and LeBron James. They're kind of in the control rooms.
They're watching. They don't know they're there.
And Draymond, he loses his mind.
This isn't the G League.
This isn't the G League. This is the NBA. These are big boy investments with big boy pants. We're all wearing big boy pants.
You're talking to a Hall of Famer in the NBA.
Yeah, not in finance. Rich, this is
Let's get to. Do you realize this is our last day? Oprah's in Hawaii. I don't know where the Lewis Hamilton is. You know our business. Our business moves fast.
I was never going to send y'all $100 million.
Why not?
Yeah, you don't have $100 million.
And that's okay, but just be honest.
$100 million cash?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I told you.
What are you willing to get?
Who's just sitting on $100 million cash?
Lots of people.
Well, then y'all should find them. Because I'm not sitting on $100 million cash anyway is dumb. For what?
Thank you for being honest.
Why would I sit on $100 million cash?
That's who we deal with.
Okay, hey, number one, y'all should stop yelling. I'm a grown ass man.
Why should we stop yelling?
All right, I'm gonna leave here because I will you up.
I love it.
I mean, again, I'm like, Punk'd was like 25 years ago now, and I'm like, all right, I'm still in because that
That's
hooked
funny.
me.
That makes me laugh.
Yeah,
100 million.
Like you heard LeBron go, tell him this ain't the G
This
League.
ain't the G League. It's not the G League. This is NBA.
He's like, who has 100 million just sitting around? Like, oh yeah,
Lots
here
of
you go.
people. Oh, the girl, the woman going, oh, and you don't? Okay. Well, thanks for being
Look,
honest.
You don't have it. That's fine. Not everybody does. We're looking for people that do. You clearly don't.
I love it.
Oh, man.
This makes sense. Anthony, just remember when he faked that he shaved his unibrows? He likes doing bits.
He's a
and
bit
pulling
master.
pranks on people. So this is right up his
And look,
wheelhouse.
you got him, LeBron, and Clutch Entertainment or whatever, their whole production company. Probably going to get some pretty good celebrities getting pranked on there.
That's really good.
Keep an eye on that.
I
That's
like that.
Foul Play with Anthony Davis.
Foul play.
Yes.
Okay.
Finally, we will go to music here. There is an artist that I had not heard of. He's got like tearing up the charts, the iTunes Top 100. He's got 11 songs. Eddie Dalton. Are you familiar with
Never heard of him.
his work? Well, I wanted to play a little bit for you here. It's pretty good. Let me know what you think of Eddie Dalton. That's AI.
You got him. Wow.
That is Eddie Dalton, Another Day Old, which is again that's got 1.4 million on YouTube as of this morning. Probably more now.
It's where
he has the number 3 album on iTunes, and again, 11 of the top 100 songs. It's actually a guy named Dallas Little, and everything from the album art to the music, that was all AI generated. Here's where it gets real quick. Here's where it gets interesting. The guy Dallas Little, who created all of this Eddie Dalton persona, he says, "quote." I don't appreciate how my work has been characterized. Every social media video is clearly labeled as AI generated, and many listeners are fully aware of that and still enjoy the music for what it is. All of my songs are written by me. Everything else was AI.
All right. So he wrote the lyrics and the music, I guess.
I don't
so
even
what's
know if
the
he wrote the
AI?
music.
He just
I think it's
plugged it
probably
in.
the voice.
That's his voice? Or
No,
the voice
that's
is,
an AI
okay.
generated voice, and maybe the music and the words were written.
Hey, bro.
But I don't think that you get to do that and then be like, I don't get what the big deal is.
Yeah, what's everyone
Everyone's
upset
like-
about?
I think what concerns me is that we do appreciate voices that are incredible. You think of like Adele, like the
Otis Redding,
just the
Sam
incredible
Cooke.
voices,
Yeah.
but we appreciate that they come from a real person. As AI continues to get better, and let's not kid ourselves, it's going to keep getting better and better very quickly because that's how computing works. The voices on AI are always going to be much better than anything we can produce as humans.
I disagree.
No, I mean,
I don't think it's going to be better than humans.
a regular artist going to sound a little disappointing and flat compared to what AI is going to be able to do in the future.
No,
I'm not saying now. It's not quite there yet.
They
but
never will. They never will, because Mick Jagger sounds different than Chris Martin, sounds different than Liam Gallagher, sounds different than Johnny Rotten. You know what I mean? Like, or John Lydon. Like it's different. It's going to be different. You homogenize it. Fine. That sounds good in a Starbucks. Absolutely. You walk into Starbucks to get your coffee and you hear Dallas, whatever his name is. Okay, no problem. But, you lose your father and you go back to a song that, you go back to a song that Jason Isbell wrote about it, right? That's different. It's just different. So I'm not worried about that part. As long as there are people with pens and papers and guitars, and they'll be fine.
All right. I'm saying we'll always appreciate the songs that we have.
The voice will sound fine.
But new artists and new music.
But the voices
they're going to be
sound,
competing against AI in the future.
Of course. The voices will sound fine. But again, if it doesn't come from someone's actual chest, right, it's not going to carry the same weight that, Chris Christopherson or Townes Van Zandt, or you go down the list. It's not going to carry the same weight because it doesn't come from someone's chest. Very
you can hear real emotion.
You can hear it. You can feel it.
Will you be able to feel it from AI? I don't know.
There's songs that you hear where the singer's voice cracks because it's an emotional part and it just guts you. My kids got
some code for that.
My kids got
voice
way
cracking emotion code.
My kids got way into the Beach Boys, way into it. Like we're all in the rabbit hole of watching him compose. God only knows. And I told him the other day, I said, all those sounds, he heard all of those in his head. from the drums, the bass, the words. He wrote them all. I said, that's what it's all about. That it is purest sense. So I'm never worried about that replacing. That will never be replaced as long as there are people willing to compose and get their emotions out. We're good.
Really fun show this morning. Again, thanks to Uncle Teddy and Jim Laszlovic for coming in. Listen for Jesse's Incorporator, Baldekin, tonight or this afternoon at 3:40, Padres Pirates, and we'll talk about the Paul Skenes Nick Pivetta game tomorrow morning on the short show leading you up to the series finale and some early pregame. So make sure you join us at 6 a.m. For Paul Reindl, Stephen Woods, I'm Ben Higgins, broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. Ben Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.